Hello, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hi, guys. It is TDA. Welcome to TDA, the day after, brought to you by your amazing hosts. This is your favorite news platform. This is your girl, Justine, representing the Black Queens in the fitness scene.
Okay.
And then we have...
Don't give attitude like that's not how it goes.
Yeah, but I'm freestyling. This is me today,
I
so...
meant to say, and who else we got in the studio?
Oh, who else do we have in the studio?
It's Big Man Use. Happy Friday. Oh, thank you, man. I mean, I thought I represent today.
I gathered. I thought,
The
someone's
Arsenal.
making a bold statement.
The Arsenal.
The old school Arsenal.
Mm.
Love it,
Where's Banana?
Is that what it's called? Okay.
And they call me E-Man, pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. And of course, the melanin is always jam-packed.
Where did you get that from?
I was inspired by God, man.
I actually feel it though. It's like a solid intro. Every time you say it, I get a bit jealous. Jam. I want to say that. Melanin jam. And do you know what it is? It's how you... You know when you say melanin jam-packed, it's like you change your voice. It's like melanin jam-packed. I'm like, okay.
I got to let the
Go
people
off.
know, man.
I said I'm highly impressed.
No, I am. It's dope. Brent, it's
Thank
really
you,
hot
thank
in here,
you.
by the way. Or is it just me?
It
It is about it.
was. That's what I took my coat off before.
Yeah,
Alright, cool. Alright, cool.
How's everyone feeling though? How has your week been?
It's been alright, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool. Regular, schmegular,
Yeah?
on the regular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bars.
Bars.
Any plans for the weekend, guys? Raw.
Not chilling.
Like a villain?
Chilling like a villain. Chilling like a villain. You? Any plans for the weekend?
No. Just getting myself together
4.
next week. Going to LA, bitches.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get LA for business, pleasure, bit of both.
Bit of both, yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, one of my friends is going for Grammy week, so I'm going to be a handbag.
Okay.
Tagging along.
+1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any key events, parties that you're
I think there's a
looking forward to
few.
going
We
to?
haven't got the roster yet. So,
Schedule?
Yes.
The rota.
Sorry. The rota, I'm getting it this weekend, but there
Yeah.
is like a lot of events happening. So hopefully I get to meet some people and have a great time. I'm excited. I've never been to LA before.
Meet some people for networking or meet some people as like, oh my God, I'm a fan.
Oh, I'm not gonna fangirl.
Oh,
Please, I'm British. I got too much pride. Apparently we're stush, remember? So
apparently.
yeah, up frontally. So I'm gonna go there on it. Oh, hi, you right? Not even gonna act like I know who you are. Just go about my business. But yeah.
It's like a, 11 hour flight? or something?
11.
11, innit?
Yeah. 11 hours.
LA's nice though, man.
Huh?
LA's nice.
My
LA's nice.
LA. I've never been before.
Guys, we're doing a show here.
I know, and you lot having a little mothers meeting, although you're late. Look who's just walked into the room. Do you want to introduce yourself since you're here?
You know, I don't need no introduction. I said no introduction needed.
But do you know what? I forgot to say it the other day. You know, one of our listeners didn't come to our live show because of you.
Oh yeah.
Because she is obsessed with you, and the thought of meeting you was gonna make her explode. No lie.
Oh, that's all right. I thought she was staying away because she didn't want to be near me.
No, she's just really obsessed with you. So she
But
had it.
are we allowed to drop the bomb though?
Oh, Brent, are we allowed to drop the bomb?
Or is that no?
Oh, we're not
Okay.
allowed to drop the bomb. Okay,
Right, sorry.
Never mind.
No, we can drop it to you, but we can
Not on
off
air.
Okay.
Serious.
But yeah,
Okay.
there's a reason. But yeah, you got fans, B. How you feeling?
Big up her, man. She probably don't even follow me.
No, she does. She must do.
In a frenzy, boy.
She must do. There's no way she don't follow you. And yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you more than you know. She should come, man.
The way it was relayed to me was like she couldn't even just look at you. Like she wouldn't just
Oh, what's she going to do?
Right, you got that much
crying,
sauce.
collapse.
like have a panic attack. Or something.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Give me
Like,
that
she
grace.
Combust.
Yeah, like she was going to explode.
Combustulations.
Come to No Behaviour Live, man. We're going on tour. April. Pull up.
I don't even think she'll be able to handle that.
I'll put you on guest list.
Girl, okay. Girl,
Yeah,
if you
doing that.
listening, he's going to put you on guest list, so make sure you arrive and show yourself. You know, you might get backstage access. Who knows?
Wow. Now you're offering people.
You thinking bitch is not your show. Sorry, I'm just trying to extend, since she couldn't come to ours. But yeah.
What are you looking for a motive to jet off to? You were looking for a motive to get jet off to. You're looking for a holiday destination, right?
Oh yeah.
And she's going to LA.
Oh, you telling me go LA?
I'm saying.
I'm not vaxxed. Is there space for me? Can I forward with you?
Come then.
What? Because can I? When you
Yeah,
going?
Wednesday.
Oh, it's a bit short notice, isn't it? It's a bit.
Grammy settings though.
Yeah.
You got to bring a suit and stuff.
She's a +1 though. You got like is your plus? Is it like a +1 or
+2?
Do I have to wait in the
Can I
hotel
be very-
while you're flexing?
I'm that. No, I think it'll be good,
Should I come?
If you want to.
I might make it happen. I'm gonna look at this. LA, yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed in America,
To be honest. Because let's be quite candid. I did my ESTA form yesterday. The questions were rather serious.
Is it?
So yeah, you know what America's like.
Was
You
some
got
of the
any?
questions?
You got
No,
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 no.
no.
Okay, cool.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on the phone.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Because they gonna ask you. Listen, it's not joke shit, but you know when it's like, obviously they ask for your parents' details.
Yeah.
Then they ask like, have you got any like convictions, like terrorism? Like there's just bare questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You just click no for everything.
no, I know of course, but I don't know. It might flag up in it. You never know.
Well, for you or you mean
I mean,
for us?
no, I'm good.
Oh,
We good over here.
yeah.
But
That's it.
How many you going for?
warrants.
7 days. So Wednesday to Wednesday.
I don't know if I've got a full 7 days in me midweek like that, just out of the blue. But I might forward for a couple of days. I gotta check. See the logistics of this.
I hear it.
It might come work though,
That's what I'm saying.
but I'm not gonna be on your plane. I've got to travel by myself.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You're a big boy. You'll
But
be
the,
alright.
thing, the thing is, how would that look though? You and Gina and Crystal in LA for a week. Like what's the actual like? What's the pattern like?
I'm a vibe. That's gonna look lit.
For you.
I'm just imagining you. I'm just imagining you guys hanging out together every single day and just what
What's
the
the
vibe
problem?
like.
I think we'll be alright. We're all good vibes though.
No, I'm just imagining it, man. Just
Yeah, I
imagining.
know, but like I feel like,
I think it'll be lit.
yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. To be honest, I think I'm quite easygoing in it. So generally speaking, I think I can travel with anyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'm not like particular.
I hear you,
And
sweetheart.
Mark doesn't. You call me sweet girl.
No, it doesn't.
Mark
Sweetheart.
doesn't seem annoying. Like you couldn't get on my nerves.
Yeah, no. Well, I could if I wanted to. I think.
Yeah, but like, no, of course. But I mean, like, you know how like some people's character, like some people. Do you know what I mean? Just being around certain people,
Yeah.
you know that you have to take them in small doses. You're not like that. Do you get what I mean?
You say you take a large dose.
Jesus. So
I'm just saying.
I can I can handle a large dose of 6 foot. Free temptation. Big Marks from the east side. Yes, I can handle it.
I'm gonna look into this. I'm not joking either.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, before we continue, please make sure you like the video. Thank you.
All right.
Click the like button. Thank you so much. But yeah, we're gonna get into our headlines.
Let's do it. All right, so our first headline, this is about King Charles. So King Charles III has informed the Duke of York he can no longer use his suite of rooms at Buckingham Palace. While the palace undergoes its £369 million renovation, Prince Andrew's belongings have reportedly been moved out and will not be returned again. According to The Sun, the disgraced Duke was told there's no place for him at the palace and he will have to move elsewhere if he wishes to remain in London. The news comes after Andrew is said to be plotting a legal bid to overturn his settlement with Virginia Giuffre, who accused him of sexually assaulting her when she was underage. The prince vehemently denied all accusations and has consistently claimed he does not know who Giuffre is. Last year, he reached a multi-million-pound settlement with her to stop the case from proceeding to a civil trial. He also lost his entitlement to taxpayer-funded armed protection last year after he was stripped of his military titles and royal patronages, and stepped down as a senior royal. He can no longer use the title His Royal Highness in any official capacity. Next headline is about Ukraine, once again. And Russia's launched a wave of missiles at Ukraine on yesterday, a day after Germany and the US pledged tanks to aid Kiev's fight against the invasion. 11 people died and 11 others were injured after 35 buildings were struck across several regions. It added that the worst damage to residential buildings was done in the Kiev region. Officials also reported strikes on 2 energy facilities in the Odessa region. The barrage came as Russia said it perceived a new offer of military support, which followed the UK pledge to send Challenger 2 battle tanks as direct Western involvement in the conflict. In what was a sustained and wide-ranging attack, the head of the Ukrainian army said that Moscow launched 55 air and sea-based missiles on Thursday. The offensive was a continuation of Russia's months-long tactic of targeting Ukraine's infrastructure. The freezing winter has seen power stations destroyed and millions plunged into darkness. DTEK, which is Ukraine's largest private power producer, said that after Thursday's strikes, emergency power cuts were enforced in Kiev and several other regions to relieve pressure on the electricity grid. And the last headline, tell me what you guys think about this, yeah? So this is about Florida's governor, right? His name's called Ron DeSantis. And he's basically banned an African-American course, right, in Florida. So what he's done is he's pointed to contents concerning prisons and queer theory when explaining why an African-American history course has been banned in Florida. The Republican governor criticized the College Board's advanced placement AP class in African-American studies after a pilot course was banned by the state last week. Mr. DeSantis was visiting a charter school in Jacksonville on Monday when he noted the course's handling of queer theory. He argued that it was on the wrong side of the line for Florida standards. So he's come out and he basically said when he was questioned about this that this course on Black history, what's one of the lessons about? Queer theory. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history is queer theory? That is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids. And so when you look to see they have stuff about intersectionality, abolishing prisons, that's a political agenda. And so that's the wrong line, the wrong side of the line for Florida standards. He also claimed when you try to use Black history to shoehorn in queer theory, you're clearly trying to use that for political purposes. Last week also, Manny Diaz Jr., who's the Florida Commissioner of Education, took to Twitter to object to topics such as intersectionality, abolishing prisons, and Black queer studies. He tweeted saying, despite the lies from the Biden White House, Florida rejected an AP course filled with critical race theory and other obvious violations of Florida law. We proudly require the teaching of African American history. We do not accept woke indoctrination masquerading as education. As we've said all along, if the College Board decides to revise its course to comply with the Florida law, we will come back to the table. You feel like it's okay for him to have banned this? To ban the course?
What's queer theory?
That's what I was thinking.
I think it's basic.
I assumed, is it to do with
Being
the LGBT,
Yeah,
that stuff,
100%.
basically.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. If you can't go to...
So basically what it is like, he's basically saying, if you're going to say this is an African-American history class,
Yeah.
what's the correlation there?
correlation?
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
obviously that particular thing, queer theory, critical race theory, all that's illegal in Florida. That's clear to everybody.
Okay.
Right? So he's saying, you can't be now bringing that in, trying to indoctrinate the children and stuff
Yeah.
under the guise of Black history. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But obviously some Black people are saying, no, it's part of
Our
our
story.
reality now. You know what I'm saying? And so they, we have a right to teach the kids.
So is he asking for the whole course to be banned or just
Yeah.
that aspect of the course?
No, the course has been banned. If they change things and they present it now as a new course, then they'll be
I
for
think you
talks.
can't eradicate the whole teaching of Black history based on, like, I guess, modules that you don't like. Do you get what I mean? I don't think that's fair, in my opinion.
I need a proper definition of queer theory.
Let me read it out to you. Queer theory is a critical theory that examines and critiques society's definitions of gender and sexuality with the goal of revealing the social and power structures at play in our everyday lives.
I think that's a course that can be taught, but I don't see how that coincides with Black History Month. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
not Black History Month, Black History.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that course can be taught separately, but not under the guise of Black history,
Yeah.
right? But,
I agree.
But the course, I think the course is fine.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, done. Should we get into the rotation?
Let's go. Right, a Friday rotation, a bit different. So as it's New Music Friday, I'll start off by mentioning some of the releases that have come out today. Haven't listened to any yet, obviously, because it's 9 in the morning, but I might touch on some of this stuff next week. So if you guys want to check some of this stuff out, then let me be your news for it. So Little Yachty has got an album out called Let's Start Here. Ray Shrimmered released a single called Sucker or Some. Popcorn's new album's out, actually. Great is he. And then we had the single with Drake that came out not too long ago as well. Daniel Caesar got a single out called Do You Like Me? What else is notable? Bobby Shmurda got a single called Rats. St. John, if you guys like St. John, he's a dope artist. A new single called You Laughed At Me. Styles P got a new album out. A Calm Wolf Is Still a Wolf. I like that title. ESTG single Blow Up. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So yeah, that's new music. It's kind of slow, to be fair, right now. It's only January. Industry is still kind of sleeping and nothing really crazy has come out in the last few weeks, but check some of those out if you want. All right, next, Wireless was announced, and I want to see what you guys think of the lineup. Anyone here getting Wireless?
I think I'm too old. I've been too old to
to go wireless
for a very long time.
Yeah.
So no.
Obviously, when they release the lineup now, they kind of keep certain names off just so they can reveal it later on as like
the headlines.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but here's the rundown. So Friday, you got Playboy Carti opening, which is quite surprising to be fair. I didn't think Playboy Carti had headline status. Little Uzi Vert, Metro Boomin, Lancey, Foe, Lotto, Ken Carson, not sure who that is. Destroy Lonely, not sure who that is either. Ice Spice, the new viral sensation. Lola Brooke as well. Okay.
Lola Brooks would be sick.
Yeah. She's really ascended in the last
She's hard
month
though.
or so. Like she was bubbling for a while. Now I feel like she's picking up a lot of steam in the last couple of weeks, should I say.
Really? You don't think even from when she first came out, she was like...
You know, I thought she was bubbling, and I was surprised that she didn't kind of skyrocket from then.
Oh, okay.
The song she's famous for,
Yeah.
that song came out ages ago. You know what I'm trying to say? But I think now, in the last month or so, I think she's really starting to pick up. She got signed as well.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
She deserves it though. Like she's actually good.
Oh, she's dope. She's dope.
Yeah, she's
really
a
dope.
good rapper.
Tiny though.
She's so petite.
No, she's about that.
No,
that tall.
literally, she's proper petite.
tiny.
And I think that's what is because when you look at her,
Yeah.
you see a petite, and when she
Yeah.
opens her mouth, she barks. Do you get what I mean? So I think that's
Is she that thing that says I carry bitches like
Yeah.
I'm preggo?
Yeah.
That's the only bar I
She's
know.
proper small, but her
that's
voice,
cold, though.
her voice is
I thought
gruff.
that was cold.
Yeah.
she's sick.
And then Saturday, Travis Scott is the opener. And then you got Heady One, Bryson Tiller, Joey Badass, Flo. That's the UK group.
They're amazing.
You
They're
know
proper
what?
sick.
I gotta admit, I've never heard any of their music. I need to check
They're
them out.
vocally.
Estes keeps telling me to listen to it.
No, legit. Like
to listen to it.
vocally, they're elite. Like
Yeah.
we haven't. I don't think we've had like a British
A group like that.
group.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw them, I judged them based on aesthetics, and I thought this was some put together
Little Mix squad.
group based on their looks. And
No, they
There
can
was no real
actually.
talent behind
I
it.
said
no,
I looked at them and said they're mid, you know, that is rude.
no. Did
no,
you
I'm being
know?
honest.
You
I'm being honest.
That is
I'm being honest.
wait, as in like,
No, what I'm saying is, I looked at them
and
Said,
thought they're
nah,
just
this-
pretty.
said
Wise.
this ain't it.
and I thought this is a manufactured group that was put together of girls who just look pretty.
Yeah, they're attractive. They're an attractive group, and they can actually
but
sing.
I didn't take in the music. I haven't listened to any of the music in it. But
Harmony-
Esther keeps telling me to listen to it,
No,
so I'm
you
gonna listen
should.
to it.
Harmonies as well. They're
Okay.
yeah.
Apologies for my judgments.
What's their biggest song?
I don't know if it's one of their songs is untouchable.
Okay.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
A lot of what I find with me now in new music is TikTok. Because I'm
Okay.
on TikTok. It's like
Yeah.
when there's like a trending song,
Yeah.
that's what kind of introduces me to an
Yeah.
artist.
I think a lot of young people get their music from
TikTok.
I'm
Literally.
not on TikTok like that, so I don't really get my new music from TikTok per se. But I know a lot of trends, and I think there's
Yeah.
even TikTok charts now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clavish as well is on the Saturday, and Mariah the Scientist as well. And then Sunday, you got D Block Europe, her opening. Little Dirk, Popcorn, Little TJ, Dexter Daps, Moses Boy, Glorilla, Black Sheriff, and Dre and Mac. There's a lot of blanked out names, but then you got special guest, 50 Cent.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm a 50
Roll
Cent
through.
is Yeah.
All right, so if you guys can remember what I just read out, right? What to you sounds like the best day?
Sunday.
Sunday, right? Popcorn, 50, Deep Block Europe.
Is Dirk on Sunday as well?
Yeah. Dirk, Little TJ. I think if I was to pick a day to go, it would probably be the Sunday, to be fair. Mainly because of 50. Mainly because of 50.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah.
Outside of that, yeah, no one's like, there's no one on that list. Maybe it's because I don't really care about music like that anymore, or like new music. Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? See, like the concert that came up, the list that we spoke about the other day, the old school, the 2000s, like concert in America, and it had.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
said your
the,
sister was gonna go.
Lovers and Friends.
Lovers and Friends.
Yeah, so you see like a concert like that,
Yeah.
I'd be really excited to go. Whereas
Okay.
when I'm hearing like all these people on the wireless lineup,
Yeah.
I don't really care to see them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not bothered. And again, it's 50 Cent because he's old, like, and that's my bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyone now, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. All right, that's wireless. All right, cool. So I was trying to avoid listening to this next thing for a while because it's not really my bag. But I thought, you know what? I saw a lot of hype about it online for whatever reason. I thought, let me check it out. So, you know, Ice Spice. Yeah, so she released an EP. Ice Spice, obviously, she's big for the Munch song.
You thought I was feeling you?
That nigga's a
That
munch.
nigga, I'm
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
You
yeah.
get 80 for lunch.
So there's a lot of talk about this EP on Twitter. A lot of people are trolling and saying, oh, this is a classic, it's better than this, better than that, just to hype it up, innit? Like they're comparing it to like Kendrick's first album. They're doing a lot of
They're
like,
taking the mic.
yeah, basically. But I thought, let me check it out anyway. So it's quick though, it's easy. It's 13 songs long. Sorry, 13 minutes long. 6 songs, 30 minutes. So I listened to it twice this morning. I just let it play in it. And you know what? It's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a classic, yeah.
No, it's not a classic, but you
It's
know
not
what
as
it
bad
is?
as you thought.
It's like, it's basically female drill. Like she reminds me of like, on this EP in particular, she's sounding like Fabio Fora and Pop Smoke. Like the beats, that's what it's giving me. That's the vibe it's giving me. Like, you know, Get Sturdy. You don't know what the young New York kids do?
Yeah.
Get Sturdy. Like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's giving me that kind of vibe, innit? And because it's so short, the beats are decent. Obviously, she's not the greatest rapper in the world, but she's got a decent flow. And
She's all right, man.
yeah, she's not the greatest rapper in the world, but
Yeah, she don't have to be the greatest rapper in the world because people always mug her like for drill and for what she does,
Yeah.
like, she's decent.
she's decent. But you know what I don't like about her? I don't really like her voice.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like the sound of her voice.
I like her
It
back.
sounds too.
Of course you do.
You like her what?
Her back.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know what's interesting though? Don't you think when you look at her face, she doesn't look like she should have that back? Or is it just me? Because she looks really innocent.
Wait. Can I say
Yeah.
something? I don't think her back is crazy. Like, I ain't been looking, but you know what I mean. From
No,
the
do
clips,
you know what? Can I be honest?
From the clips
When
I
I
saw.
saw her face, yeah, you know,
Good
like if
shape,
I look
man.
at her from here,
Yeah,
she's got this really innocent, like,
yeah,
face, and then like she's got like the natural hair.
Yeah.
She her aesthetic is not like the typical female rapper. Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
it is
think
her.
so.
Look at Brent throwing up the picture.
No, I just wanted context.
This is
He normally says black.
black.
Yeah, because he can't say back because he glitches, right?
I was talking about females.
But yeah, I've just
okay.
realised.
I don't
Wait,
get
wait,
it.
wait,
Okay, I'm
wait, wait.
confused. Can we explain?
What do you mean he glitches if you say back?
It's a long story, man.
All right.
We got time.
Yeah, we have time. It's still early. It's still early in the day.
It's not for me. Yeah, but you don't like her bum?
No, yeah, it's shape's cool, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a nice back, man.
Like,
I like Yusuf, man. such a polite guy. Like, yeah, it's cool.
Don't be scared, you see, man.
Don't be scared.
You don't want the smoke.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a if you want something quick to listen to in the shower, you know what I mean, check it out, man. You know what I mean, nice drill beats. Favorite song is probably track 3, Gangsta Boo, featuring Little TJ, which samples I Need the Girl Part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so that sample made me, like the song. Yeah, it's decent, man. It's decent. Check it out. Like, it's called Like, with a question mark.
Okay.
All right. Then a song that have been banging, actually. So you guys know Corday? You guys know Anderson .Paak?
I know, yeah.
Yeah, so they've got a new single out, which is produced by J. Cole. For those who don't know, J. Cole's actually a dope producer. He does a lot more rapping than producing, but he's a dope producer. And the single is called 210s, and it's dope. Check it out. Like, this is something I'm recommending to check out. Like, check it out. This is like a good song. Beat wise, it's giving me like, I don't know, like a new school Tribe Called Quest kind of vibe, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I know email knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But it's giving me that vibe. But the actual content isn't like that. It's just about girls and stuff. It's about, you know, women and whatnot. But it's the song flagrant. It's got a dope video too as well. So yeah, check that out. Anderson .Paak and Corday, 210s, produced by J. Cole. And lastly, before I leave this, some homework for next week, guys. Yeah. So what I want you to do for me is I want you to collate a list of your favorite 10 albums. So if you're going to listen to 10 albums,
Oh, the thing that you did the other day.
yeah, I posted a reel of it the other day. So if you could only listen to 10 albums for the rest of your life, I'm not going to give you any stipulations. Just 10 albums. You can pick them from all one genre. You can mix it up. The only rule is you can't have the same artist in there twice.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so don't throw in
Like, I can't do 8701 and Confessionals.
no. So one has to be one artist
Jeez.
per album.
Damn.
Yeah, and then
Alright.
we'll discuss it and we'll decide next week.
When next week?
What day are you here?
Monday.
All right, I'm gonna try. Actually, I'm gonna talk to you too. Actually, I might try and come in on Monday. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Cool.
All right, let's get into our next set of headlines.
All right.
All right, people. So there's trigger warning in this one, and we spoke about this briefly. I think it was yesterday or so, and this is about the black man that was killed by 5 black police officers.
Okay.
So basically, President Joe Biden is urging protests in Tennessee to remain peaceful as officials plan to release video of an arrest that led to a motorist's death. 5 Memphis police officers have been fired and are facing murder charges after Ty Nichols, who was 29, died 3 days after a traffic stop on the 7th of January. Body cam footage of the encounter is expected to be released on Friday evening, so today. And the lawyers of the Nichols family said it will show him being severely beaten. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director David Roschk said on Thursday, after reviewing the footage, that he was sickened by what he saw and called the officers' actions absolutely appalling. Local media report that Memphis is on edge and police have stepped up patrols in the city center as they prepare for possible demonstrations. For those unaware, Mr. Nichols, who was a black man, was stopped by 5 police officers who were also black on his way home after taking photos of a sunset at a local park. So this is what the attorney for the family have said. Officials say that he was suspected of reckless driving. The lawyer said after reviewing the footage that it shows Mr. Nichols being pepper sprayed, he was tasered, he was restrained, and he was kicked. All 5 of the officers face charges of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. And the next headline is about it's kind of linked to what we were talking about yesterday. You know about does everyone have a price, like in terms of embarrassment and stuff like this. Yeah. So basically, a Republican lawmaker by the name of George Santos, right? He's come out and he's admitted that he was guilty of embellishing his biography and his resume, right? And he said at this time when allegations was flowing around that he has never been a drag queen. So this was until photos and videos of what appears to be the New York congressman performing in drag during his younger days in Brazil. They surfaced online. Obviously, he's come out and admitted it, and he said, "I was young and I had fun at a festival." More evidence has since circulated, further corroborating that the performer known to friends in Rio de Janeiro as Kitara Rivas is in fact the newly elected member of Congress. The congressman was only sworn in barely 3 weeks ago, but is already facing multiple calls to step down. He has allegedly lied about his college degrees, his work experience, his campaign finances, his animal charity, and even his faith. He has also falsely claimed that his grandparents survived the Holocaust and that his mother died in the 9/11 terror attacks. On Tuesday,
Whoa.
the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, said that Mr. Santos will be removed from Congress if the House Ethics Committee finds that he's broken the law. And the last headline, again, this is a little bit of a continuation of yesterday's headlines as well. And it appears that the Scottish First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, has reacted to being placed in Out Ere by Marks yesterday. And she has changed her mind about the transgender rapist Isla Bryson, formerly Adam Graham. So the trans woman, trigger warning here, who raped 2 women before she changed her gender, has been moved to a men's prison. Isla Bryson was remanded in Corton Vale Women's Prison in Stirling after being convicted of the rapes when she was a man called Adam Graham. She has since been moved to HMP Edinburgh. Bryson decided to transition from a man to a woman while awaiting the trial. She was taken to a male wing of HMP Edinburgh on Thursday afternoon, so yesterday. The Scottish Parliament passed legislation last month aimed at making it easier for people to change their legally recognised sex. But Ms Sturgeon has said the changes did not play any part in the Bryson case. Speaking at First Minister's questions in the Scottish Parliament, Ms Sturgeon said she agreed that it was not possible to have a rapist within a woman's prison. I don't know why she was thinking to put him there in the first place. But referring directly to the case, she said it would not be appropriate for me, in respect of any prisoner, to give details of where they are being incarcerated. But given the understandable public and parliamentary concern in this case, I can confirm to Parliament that this prisoner will not be incarcerated at Cornwall Vale Women's Prison. I hope that provides assurances to the public. And that's the end of the headlines. And we shall be going into Word and Road.
That was your line.
Actually, it was mine, you know.
Oh, was it?
No,
Okay.
shame.
Shame
Apologize,
on me.
please, because
My bad, sis.
you get involved in things. Okay, this is going all pear-shaped to me right now. I'm not gonna lie, but it's fine. We can go into the headlines.
Word and Road.
What?
Sorry, no.
You just negated that whole thing
I
now.
know.
Now it's back on you.
Now it's back on me again. My thing's not updating. It's just me. Okay, guys. Sorry. Yes. So here we have so basically, Lotto Ash from Lotto Boys spoke about how he basically put out a song and spoke about how he was battling with mental health, and now he's no longer battling because he's born again Christian, and it was really nice to see actually. And I think for me it was like, I love how now a lot of people, especially men, are talking more about their mental health.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of stigma like linked to it. And it's quite encouraging for anyone who also is suffering from mental health to be open and to speak about it in the community.
Definitely.
So good on him for speaking about that. Another note that I want to talk about is Netflix. So from March, Netflix are going to start charging for people sharing passwords. So it's an additional £2.40 on top of their monthly subscriptions. And I think they did like a trial before of testing it out. So if any of you basically are sharing your passwords with your family, just know that you're going to start paying an extra £2.40 on top of your monthly subscription. Do you you got Netflix account, innit?
Yeah, but it's not mine.
So basically, the person's account you're using is going to have to start paying extra £2.40.
I guess, but I'm
Is
not
what
the only
you're
person
saying.
using that person's account though. Hold on, is it per household or is it different households?
I'm not really sure, but I think, obviously, if you have like a family account,
Yeah.
then everyone has like the different, what's it called?
Profiles.
Yeah, everyone has a different profile.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine
Yeah.
because you pay for that, right?
Yeah.
But let's say you're using, like I've got like
Yeah.
a single whatever and you've logged in, and I guess it's based on the UPS address or whatnot. IP address.
Yeah.
The UPS, the IP,
Yeah.
the IP address.
No, but doesn't every device have a different IP address? No.
Yeah, but I guess if it's like, I'm assuming.
Routers, I think, that
I'm not sure how it works. So if you're in the living
It's the
room,
yard it's the router.
Okay.
That they get the IP address.
One,
so
okay, cool.
It'll be a different
Okay,
internet that they're using. That's how they can check it.
okay.
But yeah, but I guess also like if it's regulars, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you will notice if it's like a regular.
No. What you're saying makes sense. If it's the router IP address and everyone in that house is going to have the same IP address, no? Yeah. So if I'm in my house with a different IP address, logging into this account, then it's going to get flagged.
Yeah, but then the reason why I'm not sure though is, let's say for example my brother has a
Yeah.
family account.
Yeah.
Obviously we don't live in the same house, and I use his account.
Yeah, now because it's allowed.
Yeah, but yeah, because the family's allowed multiple people on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but once they crack down on it, that's when it won't be allowed.
No,
No?
if he's got a family
He's
account,
got a
he'll still be cool.
Yeah, that's
so,
what I'm
you
saying.
mean, so this is only for single accounts, not family accounts.
I mean, they haven't specified. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like,
Okay.
No, definitely. If he's got a family account and he's paid to allow multiple people to use it,
Yeah.
you're still
Cool.
going to be blessed.
That's calm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the person that I'm using has got a family account too.
Okay, so
I
do
think-
Have you got your own name on the thing, or do you click their one?
There's.
No, that's not. No.
I
No.
think every device has its own IP address.
Oh, no.
Every device.
Every device has its own IP
IP
address.
address. Okay.
That's it.
so
ain't,
every-
ain't that the internet?
Every
so-
device has its own IP.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so every laptop will have its
Yeah.
own IP address.
Yeah.
So then what do Netflix use to know that this particular device isn't in this household?
Exactly.
I mean,
we're all asking the same question, I guess. I don't know how they're gonna like crack down on it in particular. Do you get what I mean? Because that's especially because the family accounts exist. That's what I'm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they weren't a thing, then I guess it'd be obvious, right?
Yeah.
But where that is a thing, I don't know how. But basically, some people are gonna have to start paying an extra £2.40. Is that enough to make you cancel your subscription though?
I don't think it is. Well,
But then Netflix increased already, right? They've already had
I
a price
can talk
increase.
like I pay, but I don't think it's. I don't think people are gonna really go crazy for that. Increase.
Yeah.
I think it's something that people can manage.
Yeah, I mean, I pay for things that I don't really use, to be fair. Like, I've got a Disney account, and I don't remember the last time I actually watched something on there.
Yeah.
And I think it was just because, you know, when it's free for a couple of months, and then
Yeah.
obviously afterwards you start getting charged. But I'm just like, one day
Yeah.
I might end up needing it to watch something. So, like, £6 coming out my account is not the end of the world for me. Like, I spend money on less things.
Balenciaga.
Excuse me. No, I haven't purchased anything since.
Okay.
But let's talk about that, though.
Go on.
Because is he your goat?
Who's my
He's
goat?
not your goat.
Who?
Kanye. Right?
It's him, man.
Oh yeah, Kanye's your goat.
Mine.
Right.
cool.
So let's talk about.
Well, if anyone in the room is not mine, it's probably yours. If anyone.
Maybe Brent's, you know.
No, but anyway, I just want to quickly talk about him, yeah, because remember when the BLXCK thing happened, yeah?
Yeah.
You know how he's been quiet recently though, because obviously he's got a new wife and that. But do you remember when he was just talking a lot and then talking about the whole BLXCK thing and talking about they're using people as pawns and child pornography? He had a lot to say in it
Yeah.
about how everyone should cancel Balenciaga.
Yeah.
Yesterday night, was he not captured shopping in Balenciaga with his wife? I said, look, and I was like, this is why people should just stop talking. Like, just stop talking. Because now look at you, caught red-handed. You even look miserable.
Apparently, people, the conspiracy theorists, believe that he's been swapped out.
So it's not really him.
Oh, this whole clone.
But you know
business
what, though?
bullshit.
When I did look at, the thing is, when I looked,
Oh,
no,
come on, tell me.
No.
You looked a bit taller.
no, I'm just saying. When I looked at the photos, yeah, I thought, oh, you look a bit different. No, hear me out.
But he's a married man now. He's happy, right?
I'm not saying he's been cloned, yeah, but I did look at the pictures and think he looked a bit different. I did think that. I'm
In
not
what
saying
way,
he's been
though?
cloned.
In what way?
Like,
As in
he's
new
a bit,
haircut?
No, he's just a bit big. He's a bit bigger.
Yeah, but that's eating. That's going to
He's
the
a
gym.
bit bigger, and he's still sporting this awful like ferret looking beard.
Ferret.
No, I'm not feeling Kanye. I'm not gonna lie. He actually gets on my He don't get on my nerves. He gets on my cells.
Oh wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Deeper than nerves.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I can't stand him.
Deep rooted.
Yeah. All right, and then my last talking point is about a TikTok celebrity, should I say? TikTok star. A guy called, why has it gone out of my head? Where's it gone?
Randy Gonzalez.
That's it. Randy Gonzalez. He passed away. He was battling with cancer.
Oh, he's the one who had the skits with his son.
Yeah, so he did a lot of skits with his son, and unfortunately, he was battling cancer for a while, and sadly passed away.
It was colon cancer.
Colon cancer,
I think I
yeah.
read. Yeah.
And he passed away at the age of 35.
Wow.
That is so mad, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so sad. Like,
Rest in
so sad. So yeah, I guess we should just keep his family in our prayers. That's so sad. But yeah, that's it from me and Word on Road.
Okay. I believe we should go into the People's Journal.
Let's do it.
All right. So first thing I want to talk about is you guys remember Harold Shipman? I know Mark's will remember him.
I don't know why his name sounds familiar, but I can't think.
Murderer?
Yes.
Who?
That's the guy.
Wait, why did you say he would remember?
Because it's
No, 'cause-
documentary.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
like another type of thing.
No,
isn't
but
it?
Brent, what did you say?
Murderer.
Murderer.
Oh,
He was the guy that the doctor who was taking people's lives, isn't it? Basically, give them kind of like a euthanasia thing, but it was more so him just wanting to do it, kind of thing.
What, the people that he was killing, did they want to die? Or was he...
No, I don't think so. You know,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Shit, man. His name sounds familiar. I can't think of a face or nothing now.
But I put a link up, by the way, just that guy.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that
so,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
story.
It was a big story.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't remember it.
Yes. Okay. Well, him, yeah, he's a serial killer. He's estimated to have murdered up to 250 people.
No way.
Yeah, during his time as a GP in Greater Manchester. Basically, his thing is resurfaced, yeah, because a life insurance firm has defended using him in an advertising campaign. Yeah, mad. Basically, people in the industry have been saying, wait, this is just beyond despicable, innit? Why are you using him for life insurance?
God needs to come down and honestly.
The name of the firm, the life insurance firm is called DeadHappy,
DeadHappy.
DeadHappy, and they use the image to promote the services, right? And this is the tagline: life insurance, because you never know who your doctor might be.
Wow.
The thing is, it's funny, but it's
You know what? That's
crazy,
That's great marketing.
no, it is, but it's very
marketing,
very
yeah.
insensitive for those who were victims of. Do you know what I mean? Like it's clever, but it's very, very insensitive. Like if one of my family members was one of his victims, I would not be happy about that at all. Like you actually think it's a joke. Like, do you know what I mean? It's making light.
100%.
It's making it lighthearted, but this is actually a very serious thing. Is he in jail? He must be in jail, right?
Yeah, 100%. Wait, has he died?
Yeah,
yet?
250 bodies.
250 bodies.
No, he died. He died. He
died?
Yeah.
He died in jail.
Yeah.
Don't you-
2004. Yeah.
And when did he go to jail?
Oh, this is that old, right?
Yeah, he went to jail in 2000, I believe.
Do you know what? I think it's really annoying, like, and this is a bit out of order, yeah, but not like I want people to suffer, yeah. But don't you feel like
I think
even-
we've had this conversation before.
yeah, like with Jeffrey Dahmer, like the way that annoyed me. I just thought this is so quick. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, considering and the way you killed everybody else, yeah, you actually tortured people. No, actually, no. He says he didn't. He drugged them, so they didn't feel any pain. That was his
So
thing.
do you essentially believe that a lifetime of suffering is a better punishment than death?
100%. Do you know why? Because let me be honest with you. Yeah, I want you to consistently, day in, day out, for the rest of your life, think about your actions. I want you to sit there and be faced with, look at how shit your situation is, and understand that the reason why I'm in this crappy situation is because of what I've done. I want that constant reminder, like, because I'm never gonna get that person back. I'm never that. Their child are never going to get their parent back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like
But how do we know what
the level of trauma that people
how
are
do we
going
know
to
what the
have.
spirit does when it dies? Though who knows? He might be suffering in death from wherever he is, the realm he's at.
No. I hear that, Yusuf, and good on you.
I mean,
that's nice, but
in hell, just suffering.
no. It's not good enough because the trauma that everybody else has to deal with, because you've done this terrible act, I don't think is going to be justified by you getting the death penalty.
Okay. But by the way, I have no horse in this race. I have no preference.
No, I know.
I'm just asking you.
But when I think about it, I always just think like someone getting shot. Like, do you know what really annoys me?
What's that?
I think when a mass murderer gets killed, I think that spins my head. Like, I always think, isn't there a way you guys can capture this person without killing them? Because I think it's such a cop out. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've just done a mass shooting. You've killed so many people and you're not even going to have to pay for these crimes.
Yep.
But the thing is, you know, the torture you're describing doesn't exist in the prison system.
No, and I'm
so
not...
unless he's just getting battered by his inmates every
No.
single day.
I'm not talking... Yusuf, do you know what it is for me? I'm not talking that level of torture.
You're talking about-
Just your human rights being taken away from you.
just mean being in prison?
Yeah, because
Oh.
you're no longer going to be afforded like basic rights as far as I'm concerned.
Or what if that person acclimatizes to prison life and is just cool with, being in prison?
That's fine, but you're taken off the streets and you're not allowed to progress in life. That's fine. So this is you. This is your glass ceiling. I'm happy with that. That's punishment in itself. You have to live for the next 30 years, and let's say you actually survive those 30 years as well. Like you actually, for the next 30 years, this is your glass ceiling. Deal with that. Because if that don't kill you, do you know what I mean?
I don't know what will.
That's how I'm seeing it. But honestly, the mass killing a mass murderer, a mass shooter, I just always think, I find it so unfair because you're generally not gonna have to answer for your crimes. Literally. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah, I get you.
Rattles me to my core, literally.
Well, they said, what did they say? They basically said it was just meant to make people stop and think. Right, this is what the company said.
No.
And that they wanted it to be provocative, but not really to offend people. Obviously, I don't know how obviously they didn't think this through.
Daniel
But yeah.
X says that he used to work with them at his old company and they always tried to push the edge or the envelope, and their staff are the same.
So basically, they're willing to risk it for a chocolate biscuit all the time. Like that's
Modern
their-
marketing.
That's the thing.
Okay.
But if you saw that advert, Emmanuel, wouldn't it speak to you? Because you're not really quote unquote like sensitive, are you?
Yeah. But at the same time, as I was saying.
What do you mean if he
that's-
was? Sorry, you mean if he was one of the
If he was looking for insurance,
a member?
he would probably choose them because they captured his interest.
But you know the thing is, if you do a slogan like that, yeah, I kind of feel like you won't pay me my money if something happens. They just don't seem legit.
Yeah, no, I think an ad like that is giving off not serious vibes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I would stay away from them. I'll look at them as some rogue company.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
giving mature.
Yeah. Not at all. Not at all.
But yeah.
At all.
Well, next thing I want to talk about is basically your tax. Everyone's paying tax, right? To HMRC and whatnot. Apparently, nearly 400,000 self-employed people on low incomes are being penalised for filing their tax returns late, when most of them don't even owe tax.
Well, damn.
Yes.
I sent my shit to my accountant last week. You better.
No, literally, mine was it's
27th.
It's the 31st, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's due.
yeah.
I did mine before Christmas.
Have you guys ever like done your own due diligence?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
As a whole, what do you mean? As in done
like
it myself?
check.
Yeah, looked and thought, let me double check that my accountant knows what he's doing.
Do you know
No.
what it is, Eman, yeah? I don't have the capacity. Like, I feel like life is stressful enough as it is, yeah? And I'm paying for convenience. So in my head, yeah, I don't have the capacity, even though I probably should, because human error is a thing, innit? Do you understand what I mean? So 100%. But I just know I don't have the capacity to even delve down that realm.
And also,
Yeah.
are you happy with the results?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm happy with the results. Also, my accountant is my brother-in-law.
Oh,
For
okay.
one,
This is
and
family
two,
business.
I'm happy with the results. So I don't
You
need.
said that again, like you led with that and you came back to
So
that. So
I
we
ain't
get
gotta
it.
do no double checking
I
over
hear
here.
you.
We good.
Obviously, yeah, like this country's tax arrangements and stuff is different in America with the IRS and whatnot, yeah. But I remember listening to, have I said this on the show? I'm not too sure. Montel Jordan, yeah. He was talking about how he was, he had to pay back about 1.7 million, basically, to IRS. And obviously the reports was like, he's evading tax, this, that, and the
Yeah.
third, right? And this is how the story started. He basically had a situation where he needed a loan from Def Jam at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
As you know, he was signed to them and whatnot,
Yeah.
yeah. They were like, okay, cool, we ain't gonna give you a loan, but we'll sell some particular thing to you, whatever. Sorry, sell this particular thing to us, publishing or something, right?
Yeah.
For 50K, and there's your piece, right? Cool. His accountant forgets to factor that into his whole thingy. IRS realized, but they don't tell you, obviously, right?
They'll never do, right?
never tell you.
They build up a case in it first.
Exactly. Not only that, interest. Apparently, after the cutoff date, it's something like 11% every day.
Mad.
$50,000
Yeah.
turned into 1.7 million.
That's mad.
And that's
That is
because-
crazy.
There you go.
You know, I saw the other day that I had to pay $4 million in tax.
Isn't Chris Brown? I saw
Yeah, it was
it.
Chris
There you
Brown.
go.
Yeah, it was Chris Brown.
And when I saw that, I thought, you that you're coming to show us that you've got Bloomingdale's in your house. Go and sell your clothes.
Yeah,
You're
4
there
million,
dodging
4
the
million tax is
tax
crazy.
man.
This is it. And what's his name? Monte Jordan was basically saying, anytime you see entertainers, people who are rich in these types of situations, it's not because they don't want to pay tax. There's just a mistake. And the
Okay.
IRS doesn't tell you.
Yeah.
95% of the time, it's that, basically.
So you need to basically really be onto. I've seen it happen though, even over here, like an influencer before when she started YouTube. She was, and I remember, I think this was before YouTube and like influencing became like regulated, and you had to start paying tax on it. So before, people just doing what they wanted, and then things changed, and I think she got hit with a hefty fine, for not paying tax on like money she was getting from YouTube. Don't you think tax is like the dumbest thing in the world? Like, not dumb, but like, no, not tax, interest.
Why
I
is
think
that?
it's interest because I'm just like, not like it's free money, yeah, but it's like, to me, it's like getting a parking fine. You know when I get a parking fine, yeah, I get so angry because I literally feel like I've just done this.
Throwing away money. Yeah.
Like, that's what I feel like I'm doing. Like, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And I always feel like you don't need to take this from me. Like, generally speaking, you actually don't.
Yeah. I see it kind of like car insurance. I think that's the worst scam in the history of all mankind.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, yeah? Wasn't there a period where you didn't have to have car insurance?
I'm not too sure. I remember
Because I remember when I was younger,
Yeah.
No, it wasn't when you were younger.
No, not in.
Probably in
exactly. Must have
18,
been.
No,
19.
not in hours. I'm sure, like, my mum, like, them times, like, when I was a kid and stuff, like, car insurance wasn't, like, you know how now it's illegal to not have car insurance?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm sure there was a period where it wasn't, like, a legal requirement.
No, I think the
must-
license thing wasn't. Yeah,
didn't
you
have
know,
that-
people, as in, many people basically was driving with no license, but as long as you had your insurance, you was fine.
Okay.
My dad didn't have a license for time, you know.
There you go. But you had
And then
insurance, right?
I don't know, but, but after 20 years, one day they nabbed him. I couldn't stop laughing.
I remember my mum was driving
I
without
was
a
like, you've
license
been driving
time.
for 20 years with no
I remember
license.
throughout my youth, my mum was
Yeah.
driving, innit?
Yeah.
When I was older, I found out she never had a license. My dad told me, innit? But he goes, don't tell her,
Don't
you
tell
know.
her that you know, yeah.
She just has
She was
provisional.
breaking the law.
I had to say it, my mum too, but yeah,
But
man.
mum, you got a license? She just... You've been driving my whole life you've been driving.
Yeah.
Got a car and everything. That's mad. But I think car insurance is needed though, because I'm not gonna lie, I see accidents all the time. Like, I see
Yeah.
accidents almost every week. I see accidents, not like live,
God
but I
forbid.
see the results of it all the time. I mean, and because we're not getting into them, we think, what's the point? But
No, I think
if you think about how many accidents happen per day, it's not little, you know.
no.
Yeah,
I think
it's true.
I don't think car insurance is silly. I've never been in an accident, but touch where's wood even. Yes, I'm superstitious.
and also I've been accidents. I've been in 2 accidents as well.
Really?
Yeah, so
Why are you laughing?
You never see what I've done.
You bent your head or you did? What did you do?
Like that.
what the fuck?
No. She said, where's wood?
Where's wood?
Oh, I thought you looked at me cheeks to fuck.
Really?
That's how we did.
It's fine.
You know, it is with car insurance. I just feel like if you don't need it, yeah, give it back to me. That's how I say it. If I've not needed
Yeah,
it,
but that's what the no claims bonus is, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but-
I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, so that makes
You're
your
right.
insurance cheaper. But my insurance went up the other day though.
Why?
Went up by £9. I don't know. Is it
You're
inflation?
crying over £9.
probably.
Okay,
Shut up,
sorry,
bro.
sorry,
Shut up,
sorry,
shut up,
sorry,
rich girl.
sorry.
You
I'm
can give me
alright.
£9. You know what? Send me £9. You have my account details.
All right, cool.
Matter of fact, send me £9 for the whole year.
All right, cool.
9 times 12.
No,
Do it right now.
no, I'm sending you £9 right
Yeah,
now.
No, not £9.
No,
Send
you
me
told me-
£9
no.
times 12.
You told me to send you £9. I'm
No,
sending you
give
£9.
me the whole year extra.
I'm sending you £9.
9. What's 9 times 12, email?
I don't know.
Send me £108. Send me 108, man. Let's go.
Send you 9 though.
Also be damn fine.
All right. Well, next thing I want to talk about is about premium bond price rates. Yeah, basically that's hitting its highest in 14 years. Anybody got a premium bond account?
No, please.
Basically, yeah, it's just one of those accounts where instead of interest, yeah, it's obviously a very summarized version, but instead of interest, they kind of put you into a draw based on the amount of money you have in your account, and then you could win prizes of like £25, 100k, different things in it. So you get no interest, you just get put into that draw. So basically, what they're saying is the highest it's ever been, well, in the last 14 years, is basically upon us. There's going to be extra prizes worth about £50 all the way up to 100k, and it's going to be available. But the overall chances of winning still remains the same as before that, innit? So that's one thing. And the last thing I'm talking about is basically Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor. Basically, obviously, he's getting a lot of criticism. Obviously, he kind of helped the market, or at least stabilized it after Kwesi Kwarteng and Liz Truss, I guess, were fired or walked out or whatever it may be, resigned. But obviously, people are talking about growth. Yes, you've kind of sustained it, but what are we going to do about growth, innit? And so today, he's meant to be giving a speech in central London, which is going to be outlining all these type of things, pretty much. He basically will outline the opportunities and what he called the growth sectors, which will define this century. He's also going to be talking about pledging to build on the freedoms which Brexit provides. So all this type of stuff he's going to be talking about today. So hopefully next week I should be able to give an update on that. But that's it, man. Pretty much for the People's Journal. Let's go into topic of the day. All right, guys, yeah. So I was watching a little clip here from, I'm not sure if you guys know him, yeah. His name's called Zubi. He's kind of known on Twitter, I think, right? Anyway, he's got his own kind of niche type of following over there, innit? I saw a random clip of his, and he was chatting to somebody who went to, I think she was at Harvard. And it was basically this race game, right? That they played in one of their lectures and whatnot. And I guess it was meant to be for bonding purposes or whatever it may be. But I wanted to kind of explain the game to you guys and tell me what you guys think of it. Yeah. And essentially, what it is everyone in the class, obviously from various demographics, genders, this that, and the third, right, sexualities, whatever it may be. Everyone lines up, I guess, kind of against this wall, yeah? Let's just say halfway in the room, right? Everyone's holding hands.
Yeah.
And then the lecturer says a few things, and you have to react to what he's basically saying. I'm going to tell you what he says in a minute. And basically, the job is for everybody to kind of hold onto everyone's hands as much as possible, yeah? And so these are some of the questions, basically. And then he tells you what to do. Yeah, so he's like, okay, who's come from basically immigrant parents? Whose parents were immigrants? If that's the case, take 2 steps back. Yeah?
You're still holding someone's hand, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So you can immediately already see
Yeah.
where some people are going to be like this and that, yeah? Whose parents have a business? Take 1 step forward. Whose parents earn more than 50K or 100K? Take 2 steps forward. Whose parents, who come from single parent households? Take 2 steps back. Who's been to prison? This time, you know them type of comments there. So eventually, everyone's hands start breaking apart, innit? And so you can kind of gauge how this particular classroom's looking, what races or what people with, I guess, certain political affiliations, where they would be, right, above other people. And then he says, okay, that wall over there, everyone now run to it. And basically that's the end of the game.
Okay.
Right. Firstly, what do you guys think about that?
I think in my head, the way I saw it was a lot of ethnic people were like roundabout in the same place.
Okay.
And then the non-ethnics were roundabout in the same place. And then when it's run into the wall, the non-ethnics had an advantage. That's how I saw it playing out in my head.
Yeah, essentially.
So was it first people to the wall wins, basically?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
It's the exact same way you described it too. Yeah.
Do you feel like that particular game does more harm than good? Because obviously, as this is happening, based on the questions, everyone's thinking.
Hold on, were those kids or?
Oh, these are people in just started uni, maybe 19, 20, something like that.
And what was the lecturer's purpose of this?
As we're gonna get into that after, yeah. But based on just that, what would you be thinking if you were involved in that particular game?
Why the hell am I doing this? Like, what's the purpose of this? Is it what are you trying to show me? What lesson do you want to teach us right now?
Whatever lessons that you're, I guess, the first thing that comes to mind, do you feel like that game accurately represents it?
Not really, because it's generalizing.
Do you know what I think for me? It would just highlight that we don't all run equal races in life. And I guess a lot of us know it, but I feel like obviously you get to kind of see it play out in it.
Yeah, I don't think that game, for me anyway, would show me anything I don't already know.
Yeah, but do you know what I think? I do think though, those that are privileged might, I guess, see outside of their bubble. I feel like generally when you're privileged, right? I think all of us, like everyone has some sort of privilege in life. You don't think about those that are not, or you don't think about how things affect those outside of that privilege. So I feel like a game like that, even if the shoe was reversed, do you get what I mean? Like, would highlight to those that are privileged how those that are underprivileged kind of, like their disadvantage, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. Do you feel like highlighting that privilege, what do you think it would do in the minds of those people? So yes, it highlights it. Now I'm aware. What comes next? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It might just, obviously, it'll make them more aware. It might just awaken, thoughts that they already had. Because I don't feel like, at a certain age, I feel like you're kind of privy to social structure, society, race. So you kind of know that the results of this game, for the most part, will play out in the same way. Will play out the way you think it's going to play out. And it might just reinforce certain things.
Okay. So it may reinforce certain things, yeah. Do you feel as though the people who kind of see themselves back there, right, may start to develop some type of resentment? Because you could come to this classroom initially at the beginning of the year and feel like we're all equal.
But the thing is, it might. But you think that it's like when you go to watch
I literally was going to say that. Though.
You
It's
go
like
and watch
going to watch
a slave movie, and you come out there furious.
Yeah.
But then that fury will just die down
By the
again.
way. I think it can do different things though, because it might make you want to work hard to break that. Do you know what I mean? Just to, all right, I'm gonna try and work to get to that place. Although I know I've got extra hurdles that I need to. I need to, what's it called? But you know when you're kind of when you get to see it, it might make you uncomfortable and think, you know what, this isn't my story. Like this doesn't have to be my story, if that makes sense.
I guess, So, the game might reinforce something, but it might motivate you. It might be some sort of awakening.
Okay.
Like I knew this already, but to see it play out in this way has, sparks gone through my mind now. Now I've got to push forward and try to make up for this disadvantage that I've, been born into.
But would you But would you feel some type of way of feeling like, well, the world is unfair then?
It is, but do you
Could
know
that
what?
hold you back?
No, because I feel like we're very aware that the world is unfair, and I feel like a lot of us understand that. A lot of us who understand that this is disadvantage that we have anyway. Do you get what I mean? So, what can you do? Like, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah.
You can't change that. All you got to do is kind of like thrive in it and make the best out of the card you've been dealt. That's sadly, that's just how life is, isn't it? Do you get what I mean?
Okay. Marks, what do you think?
What about the game?
What's your observations, basically? What sticks out to you?
I don't see how. Obviously, I understand that it's pointing out the differences between the different kids and the different demographics, showing everybody's from different backgrounds, so they've got different struggles.
Yeah.
I don't see how turning around and running back to the wall and then making out like anyone that's at the back has got an advantage or something like this.
Disadvantage.
I don't like the optics of that because I don't understand where's the advantage. What's the wall represent?
I guess where you want to get to in life.
Let's just say the wall represents the end of the game, as in you win the game if you get to the wall first. So those who have a head start in this game will get to the wall first. Don't get me wrong.
What's the game? That's implying that they're gonna win. If that makes sense. But what? Just the game. But what's the game represent? So they're gonna be more successful.
It could be success.
Yeah.
So the minorities, the people at the back, the people with more thing are gonna be more successful.
The people at the back will be less.
Less successful. Because you're running the other direction now, if that makes sense. So for example, all the disadvantages, the single parent household.
What, the wall's in front of them or behind them?
Yeah, in front of them.
Oh, it's in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they turned around and ran back behind them.
No.
I got that so wrong. Yeah, I was confused. That's why I was so confused. I was thinking that don't make no sense. I don't understand why they're trying to package it like that. But
yeah.
I mean,
but if if the blacks still reach the wall first, doesn't it just point out the athletic?
You know what? I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to say it. I think we've got some fast twitch fibers at the back.
Yeah, it will highlight that as well, though.
I mean, it could do, but it still requires someone like Usain Bolt more effort.
But
I
it
think-
will also show that ethnics have to work twice as hard.
And even though you can be, people could have a head start on you.
But you can, if you work
that
hard,
that hunger, that drive could actually spur you further than them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody that says, okay, well, this so-called disadvantage is actually good for black people? Considering, especially in America, you come from slavery, or us, we come from colonial countries and stuff like this. We also suffer from some type of imperialism or colonialism, slavery, this and the third, right? If we didn't have white people or people who are, I guess, doing better than us, we wouldn't necessarily put in as much effort to actually get to where we need to in life. What would you say to somebody who says that? Because maybe that's something they've observed from this particular game. You see yourself back here, and now you're putting in more effort to actually get there ahead of them.
Not sure how I feel about that.
No, I don't know. I don't think. Not really though, because I feel like even if you was to remove yourself from like that setting, and let's just go to like a black country or like a space where there's just all black people. I don't think that removes competition and wanting to be better than others or striving to push forward. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but the factors, the parameters would be different. So let's just say it was Nigeria now.
Yeah.
The factors might be, okay, if you're
That class.
exactly class or a particular tribe, take 2 steps forward. If you're a Yoruba, 4 steps back, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
So it kind of changes.
I don't think. No, do you know what it is? I just don't think we need white people to make us work
'cause
harder.
it's like-
Because it's like, oh, thank you guys. So because of you, I'm gonna really push and strive to be the best. No, like to me, it's even giving too much power. You dumb.
like, it's like, okay, cool. You're saying black people are now, we're born at a disadvantage. We are the lower tier.
Yeah.
And these white people work as our motivation. Why does that have to be our story?
Yeah,
That's
I'm not
what
feeling
thinking.
it.
Yeah, it's not given.
So you feel as though you guys would, if there was no competition, you guys would perform exactly the same.
I'm a competitive person, so for
Yeah.
me, I
Because
compete against my.
I'm not gonna lie,
sister.
I don't live life thinking I'm competing against white people, you know.
No.
I compete against anybody.
Yeah.
White, black.
But you're
Right.
competing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No,
but
we are, but-
no.
100%.
That's a part of life, competition.
Yeah.
But I don't live my life saying I need to beat the white man.
Yeah.
I'm beating whoever's in my way. It's not about
Yeah.
being white, black, Chinese, or other.
Okay, but then what would you say again to somebody who says, well, I think maybe you should be competing against a white man? Because in social, in our social interactions now, for example, white people, for example, have certain advantages. It's going to be easier for them
Yeah.
to progress in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shouldn't that be who we should be comparing
No, but
ourselves against?
remember, I'm competing by default anyway. I don't need to home in on a specific target. Is what I'm saying. If I'm in the world competing, then I'm competing against whoever comes against me, white, black, whoever. So I don't need to say, okay, I'm only gonna deliberately compete against white people.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go into an area or field which is predominantly white based and try to succeed there because I'm black and they're white.
It's not necessarily about you saying you're going to go into a particular field
Yeah.
dominated by whites, but it's more
Yeah.
so like, let's just say you're a rapper now.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm used to it. I'm going to start rapping now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You're now in an arena amongst the little Dirks and the little Yachties and stuff.
Yeah.
That's your competition.
Yeah.
But if somebody says, you know what, there's a sick opportunity, I want you to do a verses with Jadakiss.
Mm.
Are you writing the same type of bars?
What do you mean same type of buzz?
As in, would you not step up your pen game?
Because it's Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jadakiss.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. So if you're, for example, in life just thinking, you know, I'm competing against everybody, I don't have necessarily a particular person or thing or race or whatever in my
No,
mind.
that's different though, because that's a one-on-one competition. So I know who my target is. It's Jadakiss.
Yes.
In life in general, there's no faces. If I apply for a job, there's hundreds of people applying for these jobs, right?
Yes.
So I'm competing with the field.
Yes.
It's not me and this one other person who I know who the person is and I know their caliber. I know Jadakiss's caliber. So I can tailor my approach because I know Jadakiss is that nigga. But if I'm applying for a job, I don't know the credentials of other candidates. I'm the spec of the job is what I'm aiming towards.
Yeah, 100%. But wouldn't you say then, I guess, in just certain areas of life, right?
Yeah.
That if it is that we can acknowledge that white people, typically, for example, people who are not minorities, in any particular country, to be fair,
Yeah.
are excelling and have a particular advantage.
Yeah.
Surely to get to a certain level of notoriety in your particular field,
Yeah.
you're going to be up against those who are excelling in that country.
Yeah. And
That's what I'm saying. So in a mind,
No, but what I'm
would
saying
it
is-
not be better for us to then say, you know what, let me picture somebody.
are you
know what I'm
actually like
saying?
you talking about me visualizing something?
Yeah, potentially. And actually understanding who your competition is.
No,
rather
but I know who my competition is. I don't need to like if I'm applying for a role just say I'm applying for a role at a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I can depending on what the job is, the spec of the job,
Yeah.
my background,
Yeah.
what I know that employer is requiring, I can assume what the field's like.
Yeah.
Because, people are only going to apply for this job if they have the necessary experience,
Yes.
knowledge and know-how. So that's the field. I'm not necessarily attaching faces to it and visualizing who it is. I don't care who it is, white, black or other. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Let me throw a question to you guys as well, yeah? And Brent as well, yeah? Do you feel like maybe, not necessarily obviously attaching a face to it,
Yeah.
but maybe having a consciousness of those who likely have an advantage over me does better than rather having a blanket, I'm just competing because I want to get it, regardless of who I'm competing against?
So you're saying it's better to know who you're competing against?
Not necessarily, but actually visualize visualize those who likely have an advantage over you, rather than just thinking we're all kind of competing together and I'm just going to do my best.
No, but I think we know, like, to talk to myself again, I know that others will have advantage over me. If I go in for a job, right, and I know maybe there might be a candidate who's more qualified,
Yeah.
I even think, okay, cool, even based on the interview itself and meeting the interviewers, I might be like, you know what, just based on our interactions, they might pick someone who's this way, that way. They might even want to pick a woman.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not even just about race. It might be
of
about
course.
gender too.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like I don't visualize it, but I do have an idea of what the field might be like.
Okay.
And, you know, what the other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do have a kind of an idea in my head, but I don't visualize it in the way you're describing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad approach.
Yeah.
You know? I'm basically just saying, would it help? Could it potentially help black people, for example? Let's just put it this way. Let's just say you went for a job application, like you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And you've got, let's just say you're up against 5 people, one person from every race.
Yeah.
Right? And you're the black person in that particular thing. In your mind, you're probably thinking, okay, cool, everyone's equal playing field, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or maybe if the white person has an advantage, maybe just a tiny bit, this, that, and third. But nothing that makes you feel like, oh, I'm disadvantaged here, right? You're just going to compete. But if you've somehow found out, right, that would there be a difference in how you approach your interview preparation if you found out 2 different scenarios where one, everyone you're competing against is black. It's a white business, right? White industry. Everyone you're competing against is black. And number 2, if everyone you're competing against is white.
Change my approach. You know what? I don't think I would, you know. I think my approach is, you know, universal. I don't feel like what would I need to change? Do I need to, you know, code switch a bit more? You know, like put on my people voice a bit more, a higher octave? Like, no.
Okay.
I think it'll be the same, to be fair.
What about you guys?
I wouldn't know. I have no experience in this.
Never had a job interview?
No.
Okay, all right, sorry.
No, I've never had a job interview.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I think one thing I can say is, just to say, you know, sometimes you have like interview days where the employees, you know, interviewing everyone on the same day and everyone's waiting in the lobby.
Yeah, and you
So
get to see everyone.
You walk into the lobby, let's say I walk into the lobby now and everyone's sitting down and I see 5 white guys and it's just me, I'm the only black guy.
Do you think that would like not knock your confidence, but do you think it would like, do you get what I mean?
That's exactly what I'm getting
Do you think that would have an impact on
How I come across in the interview? No, it will just it might have an effect on me thinking about my likelihood of getting a job. Me thinking, okay, cool, they're probably gonna hire one of these white boys, not me.
Yeah.
That's what I'd think. But I wouldn't be like, okay, cool, I need to go in there and act a certain way because the field is white and now I got to come across what. No, the way I intended to come across before I got here, it's the same thing I'm gonna do, which is the best of my ability.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? But I would feel like, you know what? Yeah, there's too many white guys here. Man.
Yeah. No, but that's what I mean, yeah.
But saying that, though, if you feel like, you know, there's too many white guys here,
Yeah.
do you not feel like subconsciously that's putting some type of opening the door to failure?
It is. I think for me, yes, because I know that my confidence would take a few, like, do you know what I mean? That's just me. I can't speak for everybody else, but I know that. Not my heart would sink, but there'd be like a kind of feeling.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be as confident, if that makes sense, as opposed to it being like a mixed group. I don't think it'd be as bad if there was loads of black people either. No, but I do think my thought process, if there was like loads of black people would be, okay, this is definitely a tick box quota. They're only going to pick one of us. So do you know what I mean? I think there's also that as well.
Okay. But what about the reverse? If there was 5 white men and just me, I might think, you know what? Because I'm the only black guy.
You might. What's
they
that
might hire
thing
me.
called?
Affirmative action.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
You know what I
There
mean?
is that as well.
Exactly.
So that I might be, oh, you know what? I think I've got a good chance, you know, because I'm the only black guy, and they might be looking for someone a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. That's a good way to look at it. I think that's how we should approach it, as opposed to the confidence thing.
Yeah.
But that's me, and I'm.
Yeah, I don't think it'll knock my confidence
shy.
in regards to my performance. It'll just knock my confidence in regards to me thinking that am I going to get it. I mean, especially depending on who the interviewers are and how I assess their psyche and kind of what I think they're looking for based on how they come across, what questions they ask me, even their demeanor. You know, they talk about our team fit and all that shit. Like,
Are you gonna fit the team?
yeah, because sometimes
Culture.
yeah, the culture.
Culture.
Because sometimes you have interviews and you speak to the person, you're thinking, yeah, I could do this job, but I don't think me and you would get along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It happens.
Do you feel like this particular game, would more so accurately, considering the landscape of just humanity and our interactions, right, would more accurately describe the differences in maybe political dispositions and economic status rather than race and gender, for example? Rather
Economic
than race?
status for sure.
Yeah, I think defo. Yeah, economic status. I still think race is something that we'll highlight though, because I feel like
You think,
But does
you
it do
think,
it accurately?
You think economics and race are kind of like intertwined in this
yeah,
exercise?
because I feel like a lot of the things that will get spoken about will affect a certain demographic more than the other. Do you get what I mean? That's why for me, I feel like race will still be very evident.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Do you have all the questions there?
No, this is me just saying certain like I heard like 2 questions.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
expand.
Okay. I was gonna play it in my head and see where I end up. Do I end up back there, or am I?
I mean, I can throw a few questions.
Yeah, go on.
So, for example, who comes from immigrant parents, right?
Yeah. I guess all of us.
Yeah. Who's
Alright,
first generation? Yeah, same thing, innit?
Yeah.
Whose first language is English?
As in our parents or our language?
No, us.
Okay.
Us, right?
Yeah.
Who was raised in an impoverished background? Whose parents have degrees?
My parents got degrees.
Whose parents had jobs, non-skilled jobs. Does that make sense? So more like the cleaning, cab driver, all that type of stuff. As opposed to, you know what I mean, doctors, lawyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm at the back, boy.
Are you at the back?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, you asked me where
No, I'm not.
Oh, no,
I'm not.
just just
Oh.
just throwing it out there. Yeah.
I thought you had more questions. That's why.
Yeah. I just thought you was expanding it.
Oh.
But yeah, who comes from single parent households?
No, not me. I
Okay.
came with both my parents.
Whose parents have businesses?
Nope.
So that would then push you forward now, right? Whose parents earn more than 150K? That'll push you forward. Whose parents are doctors, lawyers? That'll push you forward. So obviously the divide is just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But based on those questions I'm saying, do you feel like, again, like I'm saying, it kind of accurately depicts the differences, the things that can affect us based on race or more so economic status?
I think it's a bit of both.
I think they're. I definitely. I think they're intertwined.
Yeah, you think they just can't be.
Yeah,
can't
I
be
thought.
separated?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, what do you
Based on where we are, like
Mm-hmm.
us being in the West, like you said, if this was in Nigeria or Ghana, it's different.
Yeah.
But over here, I think, yeah.
And also, it depends on the pool, innit? Depends on the pool. Does it also depend on location, though? Because if you went to an affluent area, which had a nice, diverse scope of black and white,
Okay.
and you've done this game with those set of kids or whatever, you have different results,
That is very true.
right?
Yeah.
So I think it depends on location too. You know what I mean?
So that means it's less so about race. In that example, you
Yeah, because for example, look at this is a super example, but Fresh Prince. So kids like Carlton, Ashley, Hillary, who come from well-off parents, who dad is a lawyer, mum's a lecturer or a professor. Yeah, those questions, they're going to be
Yeah.
to the front. So if you go to that type of area, you get different results.
But then, yes. But when you go to that type of area, and if you was to ask those questions, there'd be less of them. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
like they're like an anomaly. Even when you look at their friends and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Look at Carlton's a prime example.
So you're saying
he didn't have any black friends.
There'll be only black people in the exercise anyway.
Yes,
I hear that.
and that's what I mean. So that's why, again, I'm saying race plays a big role, because even if you're changing the pool,
Yeah.
the amount of black people or ethnics you're going to have in that pool is going to be minuscule. Again, highlighting my point that I think race is very. Do you know what I mean?
Assuming all of us are kind of more so at the back, right?
Yeah.
Would we look at those particular people in front of us in a bad way, kind of?
Not me
really,
personally,
because
no.
this is the work of their parents, isn't it? This is not the work of them. So I can't be angry at them for the advantages that they got. Because if the shoe was in the other foot and I had the advantages, I'll feel good myself. So I can't knock people for their advantages.
What if you looked in front of you and you saw half of them were white, and half of them were black? Would that change anything in your mind? Would you think this is?
Oh, you mean if I was at the back?
Yeah, you're still at the back. We're still at the back, but we look ahead and think, wait a minute, there's black people up there too.
And I just feel like I'm just down bad.
I'll be so angry at my parents,
Like, you know what I
man.
mean? Like-
I'll be like, damn, like, look at the family I was born into, kind of thing. Like, it will make, to be honest, it will make me want to change the narrative for my family. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd look at it and think, especially seeing black people there, it would be motivating. And I think, nah, man. Like,
Yeah, it'll go from the plight of black people to the plight of self. Like,
Yeah.
this is because if they're black and white and they're flourishing, why am I
Yeah.
not? So I guess it'll be more internal, more of an internal search
Yeah.
than a broad search.
So, Marks, how do you feel about the situation? So, say you, for example, you're more so at the back here with us. In your mind, you're thinking, especially the type of person you are, you're driven, you want to get to certain places, nothing's going to stop you. How do you feel about seeing the sea of people in front of you, though? Does that affect your confidence in any type of way?
No, I don't think it affects my confidence. It just makes me aware. It'll just make me more aware of the situation I'm in.
Okay.
And kind of like what Gina said, it'll probably like make me spur me on. So if my kids or my kids play this game,
Exactly.
then they'll be in a different position
Exactly.
to me. You get me? That's probably what I would probably take from it. I wouldn't be offended by anyone that's in front of me or anything, whether they're white or black or whatever. It's just that's the hand you was dealt, innit?
What if you look to the right and left of you and you hear people, you know, as they do, converse about their situation, saying, "Man, this game is rigged. You know, there's no point in me even trying to get to that wall. I'm obviously not going to beat Bianca and Jessica and Sally and them. You know what I'm saying? So let me just do all right. If I get to the middle of the room, it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That type of mentality. Why? Yeah.
I think it depends what is the wall representing really though.
Success.
As in, for example, if you don't reach the wall, what does it mean? Your life isn't a success, or you haven't reached. You know what I mean? Like, what does the wall represent? Because everyone has a different journey.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different end point and a start point in it, and not everyone reaches the wall. But it doesn't mean that they had a less of a life.
100%.
So, what does the wall really mean?
I guess it may mean the most ideal scenario for you.
Okay.
So when competing with everybody else, because
Yeah.
again, if you only get to the middle of the room, maybe you're just where those people
But
are.
does the wall represent? Because I'm assuming the wall doesn't represent happiness in life. It represents some form of financial, economical success as opposed to just being happy, right?
Yes, I don't want to cut you, but I do want to just quickly just say sometimes those things are tied to happiness, though.
What's that?
So sometimes those things are tied to happiness. Your success,
Yeah, no, I know it is, but I'm saying, is it just solely based on?
it's more so aspirations in
Economics.
life and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever thought to ask yourself, who's asking these questions? Why is these particular questions even important? Because those questions are obviously what's forming where we end up in this game. You know what I'm saying? Why are those particular questions important? Why can't it be other questions that may mean I'm up there and some other people?
Who seasons their food?
There you go.
But that's
There's
what I asked you
certain
initially, though. What was the purpose of this exercise?
But that's basically what I want us to kind of conclude with. Like,
But do you know why I think? I get you in terms of who's asking these questions, but I think these questions are important because they shape our lives, as we can see.
Yeah.
So I think they're relevant questions to ask, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, cool. Did this lecturer want to just show his students the realities of life and their position in life? And, you know, I don't know, either it's to motivate them, reinforce certain things. Also, what was the class, actually? What was
the subject.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, you know.
I'm trying to think, what subject would this lesson live in? Would it be sociology or what? Like, what's
Maybe something like that. Yeah. But it's an Ivy League university. I think it's at Harvard.
Yeah, I guess it's just probably to just teach them a lesson, really. Reinforce, you know, how society works and make them aware of the advantage or disadvantage they have to either maybe motivate them or just to give them knowledge of self, I guess. I'm trying to think what the actual motivation behind the teacher doing this would be.
Yeah. I guess like most things in life, though, you draw your own lessons from certain things, innit?
Yeah.
Someone can present it to you.
Yeah.
And it's like you decide on how to where
Yeah,
to take it.
you draw your own lessons. You draw your own conclusion from the exercise, but why is the teacher doing it in the first place? What's his motivation behind it? Is it just to...
Yeah, maybe just to show you. This is life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or perhaps for you guys to say, this is how some people see life, but I'm going to disregard this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the questions obviously form where we end up in this particular game.
And do you think that type of exercise might put the students in an uncomfortable situation.
100%.
So that teacher's ready for this chaos. Not literal chaos, but ready to put his students in a situation where they're looking around the room now and they might feel type of way, feel uncomfortable because, all the whites at the front, blacks at the back. And now, you might create some type of tense atmosphere within the class.
Funny you say that, because the girl who was talking about this, she said, basically, when he then said run to the wall, people started crying. People were crying, and the people at the front were kind of looking around, kind of jogging.
People were crying.
Yeah.
The men, obviously.
Well,
what I'm saying?
Maybe they were embarrassed.
You're going to cry in the car.
Yeah. Some people are embarrassed, thinking, you know what, I can't sprint to this wall. I'm literally just a few steps
But again, okay, cool. So do you think this is a cruel exercise then? Because you might be highlighting someone's pain, someone's, you know what I mean? Like, just say someone, all the questions you asked, every question that leads them to the back, they got that question right. Or that was their situation and they ended up way at the back. You might give that person some type of self-esteem issues, problems. 100%. So in a way, this is kind of a cruel exercise, no?
But it might be one of those things where it's like, I'm teaching you about life.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do it, when you get out there...
What if I already knew this, but I didn't need you to make a scene in front of everyone? I mean, what if I know I come from
I hear you.
a low-income background, single-parent background. I've been struggling with this my whole entire life. Now you just put me on Front Street. Why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Maybe it's, I guess, the benefit of those who are at the front to then realize, like you said before, when we have certain privileges, we tend to not look back. You know what I'm saying? But now I can look back and be like, wow,
But I
do live
think
in this world.
Are we putting too much faith in those who are privileged though? To think, okay, cool. If you find out that you're privileged, that means that you're going to now help the people behind you. Because I don't think that happens.
Not necessarily help though.
I was literally gonna say though, I think for me, I'd be pissed off if there was people that were privileged, but I knew they were like lazy or like taking the piss or just not taking life serious. I think it'd annoy me because I'd be looking at my struggle and think, do you know what I mean? Like, you're so lucky to be in the position you're in, like, fix up. Because you don't want to be in my position. Do you get what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Brent, what's your take from this? I know it's a broad question. Answer in any way you feel.
I think I remember you asking if I care about the race of the person who I'm competing against.
Yeah.
And would it motivate me? If I am, like yourself, a nation of Islam,
That's right.
I do believe I would care, because my entire life is wrapped around making sure the white man is under my heel.
More so just getting black people to stand up, but okay.
I'm talking from, But me, I think I'm cognizant of who's already there, who's already occupying these spaces. I already know this. So I don't think I go in with an air of let me find out. So, well, I would go in with an air of let me find out who this is so I can tailor my approach to succeed, to best him or her or they or it or whatever. And sometimes it could be a black man.
Yeah.
Because most times it's a class issue as opposed to just a race issue, a mindset issue as opposed to just a race issue, even though a lot of these things are interwoven.
Yep.
I always like to know what I'm walking into, always, because I know that we live in an uneven world. In Trinidad, it's more so blacks and Indians, right? So I kind of know if I'm going into certain places who I expect to see there, and I guess it's ingrained in our psyche, in our culture, and I guess we fight every day to equalize that, to adjust that. But the actual game, I don't know why people are crying. I don't know if it was an American social experiment, and they would probably play like heart-wrenching music at the back and kind of deliver it like, in a pacey, measured manner. And I could see, I guess, people crying because they see their entire life played out in front of them, And obviously, some of these things are attached to traumatic events and whatnot. I think it's a good exercise. I think it's a good depiction of society. Some people actually don't know. Some people actually have to be shown this particular example in order to actually have that. Ooh, okay. I guess you then judge them based on what they do with this information afterwards. I guess some people, not Marx, but like Marx, would see the opportunity to identify who has money, either to befriend them or to remove elements of their possessions.
remove elements of them. Give me your battery.
So there are opportunities in this for everybody, to be honest. And I guess it's how you look at this, what perspective you look at it from, whether it's going to hinder you or benefit you. But I would always look at it from a positive point of view.
Okay.
A realistic point of view, and whatever I can use, whatever information I can glean from this, I'm going to use it to my benefit.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just want to read out a couple of the comments that when I saw this video. And basically this person said, my mother was a functional illiterate, right? And my father was an electrician who just went to trade school. But this particular person who's talking said, I went on to get my PhD in computer science. I view this as a shaming experiment with little to no educational value whatsoever.
You know what? That's a good point, It's a good point. I think, because you know what it is? I don't feel like the privileged need to be told that they're privileged. I think they already know. So all we're doing is really exposing the ones who aren't really. They're the ones who are going to leave this exercise feeling some type of way. So,
But
you know what I mean?
But knowing you're privileged, right, doesn't always translate into your everyday actions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I say that for a reason as well. Yeah, this particular person who was saying he was talking about this particular game. She came from, I think she's Vietnamese or something. Yeah. So she, obviously some of those questions she's kind of at the back, right?
Yeah.
And she went to uni to study maths. She was just she loves maths, this and the third. I'm not saying this experiment caused it, right? But what she said was, after this experiment, I found that my friendship group was pretty much everyone in that class. And she stopped doing maths and moved on to do stuff related to social justice. You know what I'm saying? So just that awareness, you know what I'm saying, of life, maybe made her think, you know what, look at all the disadvantages people like me, people of color, this, that, and the third face. People like me in these particular positions who have the intelligence, right, and the mental capacity, and also just a passion to want to change things, are necessary to change fields, perhaps, go into law, go into certain things to help people in these particular positions. Maybe that game was necessary for that.
Yeah, I hear it, and you might have some fairy tales coming out of it, but I think as a whole, like for example, if I was put myself in that situation and I'm in this class now and I'm doing this game, I'm not gonna be doing this game feeling happy. What the fuck is this, man? What the fuck am I doing this for? You know what I mean, it's going back further to the door. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Okay. Well, the last thing I want to say is this particular person. The person said the game is mostly okay and educational, but the conclusion is wrong. Touching the front wall part should be out, right? That's what they're saying. And I like his point here. He says, in my mind, it demonstrates that people from different backgrounds can be in the same room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of our parents' backgrounds and all these so-called disadvantages that will have us in certain places, right?
Yeah.
Somehow we all made it to Harvard. You know what I'm saying? And I think once you get there, of course, the playing field is not necessarily equal. We know that, right? But there's still something in you that got you there that I'm pretty sure will take you to where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? In life, innit? At least a lot further than you would if you wasn't there anyway. But yeah, I think.
Do you think that this game played out in Nigeria is a bit different? You will get different things from it, glean different lessons from it.
With the same questions?
The same game.
Yeah, but exact same questions though.
Yeah. Would you have to change the questions?
Yeah, only because a lot of the, like Gino was saying, I think the race element and the economics is kind of intertwined.
Oh, you're saying that it was crafted because of the environment in which it is. That
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you'll tweak the questions, but if you done it in Nigeria, it'll be more of an economic exercise than a race exercise. Because everyone's gonna be black in the room anyway. So, who's got rich parents and who ain't?
it'll be tribal too. It'll be ethnic group.
Tribal, but do you see different tribes better than others?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
In what way?
Igbo people are oppressed in Nigeria. Yoruba people are oppressed.
Okay.
Fuller, the Hausa people,
Yeah.
not as much.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that will definitely set us back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
Like we're basically on the verge of a war. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Do you all look different?
Yeah, what the tribes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, can you spot a other
Yeah.
like easily?
Not easily, no. It depends on the proximity to your tribe because you may have been, I guess, close for hundreds of thousands of years.
Wait, what
you know
what
I
are the
mean?
differences? Like,
Isn't it like most Igbos are fairer skinned? So like, is that true? Well, most Igbos I know are quite fair.
Yeah, that is somewhat true that I've spotted, observed. But Bear Igbos are dark skin too. So,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
No, obviously I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, of
Nigerian, so I
course,
don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
so how would you know? Like, is it they have bigger noses,
Some particular
eyelashes
places, yeah.
longer? What is it, man?
If you go
Depends,
further to the north, yeah.
I can tell.
If you go further north, right, and you're like interact with people who are like from the Fulani
No, it's bare
and Hausa tribe now, a lot of the time their traits are different to us. You know what
Tell
I'm
me
saying?
the traits. I want
okay,
to know.
I'll give you an example.
I'm so intrigued as you guys are walking like alongside each other,
Yeah.
and you're able to pick up on who is who, and then off the back of that, yeah, I'm gonna press you. I'm not gonna allow you to do this because you are definitely this person.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not always, it's not as simple as that though. It depends on the tribe. So for example, like I said with Fuller, a lot of the time, if somebody who was a Fuller or Hausa comes to this country, maybe less so. It depends again, obviously, on the different genetics and stuff like that, right? But you can mistake a Fulani person for being Somalian. You know what I'm saying?
ooh,
Yes. You know what I'm saying? The features, the nose may be a bit narrower, the hairs, the curls are bigger. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, yeah, there's differences in the ethnic groups. But again, that's not a general rule. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad's hair is very curly and stuff. But obviously he ain't Fuller. You know what I'm saying? But
how do you
again,
know?
Hey, I don't know, man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but long story short, yeah, it's quite different. And it's just like, I guess how a lot of people say Ashanti people are very dark skinned. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, you know what I mean? But if you go and see people who are like Fanti and Ga, they typically are not as dark skinned
And
as Ashanti.
Ashantis are short, all the men anyway. They're short and they have the big bums. And
There
the
you
gar
go.
and no, it's true. And then the gar men are tall. So if you're tall,
Yeah,
you're
there you
not
go.
tree.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Having
Yeah.
a
But
big
that's a
bum
com-
is a thing for
No, but
men
that's
in
a
that
common
Ghana is
thing
funny.
though. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're short
Yeah.
and if you're a short man, you're definitely Ashanti. If you're tall, you're gar. Or you're not Ashanti, because Ashanti men generally are short.
Can you tell
Okay.
a South man?
What? What? Based on what?
I can. I think based on how they dress.
Slightly,
back in the day you
sometimes. Yeah, I think it was more back in the day.
Yeah.
No, it's not as
Yeah,
much. but
talk
back
to
in
me,
the day-
talk to me, because you're up now. So, when you said back in the day, how were you able to distinguish between a South man and an East man? Lead into the stereotypes as well. I don't mind.
Lingo, dress code,
Definitely, yeah.
How did they used to dress different than you?
what satis?
Yeah.
I don't know, they were roughnecks, hoodlums, man.
So the dress sense. What do you mean?
I don't know, just like tramps.
Relax with your language, man. What do you mean tramps?
Oh, I forgot you're from South.
You
Shit,
just started getting money late. You just weren't trapping when we was trapping. You just were hoodlums, Asbo use. You just started trapping late. But you're better now. I'm just talking about back a day.
I didn't
man.
trap, so I can't talk to this. But
I'm just saying.
But-
I'm not even reading the comments. So I don't care who takes offense to this.
No.
I'm
I'm gonna-
From my come up, from what I know, Satman were robbers and Asbo thugs. You get me? You get me? Times started changing. Sentiments changed, and obviously they learned about the trap. There's pure trap
what,
stars over there.
what's
but
the years you're talking about here?
I don't know.
I said, I don't know, nigga.
I can't think, man. But you've always been like Asbo hoodlum.
No, I'm gonna push back on
Roughneck,
that.
thugs. These are thugs.
Yeah, there's some thugs from South, for sure. You don't mean that they couldn't dress though.
Huh?
I mean, Gucci Bally's and that. No, it depends. If you're talking about people who are involved in gangs, like Peckham Boys, Brixton Boys, Firehouse Youth, all that, then obviously they dress a certain way. They dress like thugs because they were going out doing thuggy things.
Yeah, that's
But if you
sad,
want, but being a South man or being an East man is not just about being a tug. There was niggas who weren't involved in gangs who could dress. So what are we talking about? Are we just talking about gang niggas? We're talking about everybody.
Majority rules.
So if it was talking about, if I only
majority
talking,
of side is gang.
if we're only talking about niggas that were in gangs, then yeah, niggas in gangs just like thugs. Niggas in gang just like they're out to do fucking crud, isn't it? But if you're not in a gang, for example, I went to a college called SFX. Yeah, that's in South London. That college was about image. It was about image. Niggas were coming into college with drip.
I don't know. I
Like
think it's changed. Now.
Pradas, Evisu, Iceberg, Moschino. It was about drip. Them niggas were all from South.
Oh, no,
So
I
it
think it's
depends
changed,
on the demo of guy you're talking about.
The kids they all copy each other. They all look the same. So it's just all tech fleeced up. But you couldn't tell where they're from nowadays. But back a day, I just feel like that was a thing. Like us, man, like us Hackney, man, like we always look nice. That's just our thing. Like we're fly boys. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's facts on facts. Like people know this shit. The man, and I'm talking about the man that's in the mud, like the trenches, doing all types of things. Fly youths. You get me?
I can't. What's the word? Corroborate this story.
Again, I'm talking. I don't want to piss anybody off. Like it did change. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it did change. But obviously, I'm old school. I'm stuck in my ways. So I feel like I know what I know in it. Like maybe it was like those late 90s, early 2000s, those kind of times or whatever. But it is what it is.
I don't think I even met
Northwest youths are like flamboyant.
Yeah.
Flamboyant.
Bust downs and
They're flamboyant, them man over there.
yeah, I heard
You
that.
get me?
Yeah.
A lot Jamaican culture, no?
Yeah.
Mixed in with American.
Yeah, a lot of Jamaicans and that over there. Yeah, wicked man. But I think like, nowadays it's kind of hard to tell. Probably I think the easiest way would be listening to someone speak. Maybe.
What were there any like East London staple items that you would know only Eastman rock?
There was a point when them Leighton youths always had them jeans jackets and them chokers, the chains. You know the chapses, the chap chains, and them woolly hats. That was like a uniform thing. Them Beaumont youths used to move like that. That was like a East. That was not fully East man. Them Leighton youths used to move like that. You could see them from a mile away. You know it's them. You get me? That's because that's the way they're dressed and shit. You get me? That. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. What South staples were there?
Remember the Moschino shiny jeans?
Yeah, I'm not trying jeans. But there were the bootleg versions that everyone used to get from the market. They were just black and shiny. Yeah. Niggas brought that to school. That was a thing. There's been bare things to be fair.
Prada crepes as well.
Scott jackets.
Oh my days, yes,
You
100%.
remember Scott jackets?
Yeah,
Those jackets were
100%.
serious.
Yeah.
I had a grey one. Serious times. What about you? Girls, in terms of girls, like what was a staple East girl item?
I don't know if it's an East girl item, but like, I didn't travel outside of East growing up, so I couldn't tell you what. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's not like I had social media, and I wasn't going south, so I don't know what you look. Don't know what you
To
look
be fair,
wearing,
I'm not gonna
but
lie, I didn't come in contact with niggas from East London until I was much older.
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
maybe
so I
until I
don't
was
know.
in uni.
So I don't know what you look were wearing in south.
I never ventured outside of South London, really. And if I did meet a guy, necessarily, I didn't necessarily know he was from East because it wouldn't come up in conversation.
But I remember
I mean-
staples that like growing up. Like, do you remember when everyone? I don't know if you look. They just do it. The night bags, the small ones.
Those are everywhere.
The really. No, but
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm just talking about things that like growing up were
That
like a
you
staple in the
remember.
community.
Yeah.
Like those night jackets.
Yeah.
Girls putting lollipops in their hair or
Yeah.
like using bandanas as hair bands.
Yeah.
Gelling your full. You know when you gel your full hair, the baby
Yeah.
hairs.
Yeah.
These man are mad says we were the original trappers. I don't think you don't know where I'm from. I
Who's
don't
that
think you
from?
don't know my lineage. One day I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna write a book.
No,
I
wait.
don't think you don't
No,
know
hear me out.
where
Marks.
and who I was raised with.
Marks.
I honestly don't think they know. Honestly.
Mark, let me make a statement, right? You know, being from South, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea what was happening in East London, North London, in terms of the gang life. There are like certain Peckham boys, Brixton boys, whoever, who are notorious in South, right? And they were the boogeymans to me. Like those are the names I heard. I didn't know nothing about any gangsters in East London. Not a Scooby. So I don't blame people for being like, we this, we that, because remember, everyone living in their own bubble.
Yeah.
I didn't have a Scooby who anyone was until I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, but
So I don't blame people for thinking, their ends was the ends.
yeah, but these people that are talking, there's levels and brackets. They're not in the know. Because if you was, you know, you wasn't doing certain things. So if
Yeah.
you was doing certain things, going to prisons and
Yeah.
then you'd be aware of us.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
Like-
trying to say? So anybody that don't
Yeah,
know,
on the
you don't
spot-
know because you're on levels.
Yeah, on the
like,
base
you know
level.
what I'm
So,
trying to
for
say?
example, do you know why you recording me?
No. This is a snippet to get people to log in. What do you mean?
Look at this.
I'm trying to. What's it
I
called?
know what I mean is, obviously,
Jesus.
if you're a Peckham boy, you probably know the East man, the Hackney man or whatever. So you might have been privy to the gangsters from South, and they might be privy to you. If you're just a civilian, you might not know about the gangsters from East.
Yeah, because obviously when man's on the roads, even though like the world was bigger back then, no internet and stuff like that, but people's reputations precede them, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but also I didn't hear about ends beefing though, in terms of like East beefing South when I was younger. It was all about Peckham versus Brixton, Lewisham versus whoever. It was never about East man versus South man. Growing up, I never heard that. Not once did I hear that.
No,
There
I
was
never
not
had
much
no problems
travelling.
with.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That sounds like
it's
way
different.
too much travelling,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, so
man.
all the beefs were internal.
Yeah.
It was postcodes within South London, not postcodes within. It wasn't SE versus E14.
Yeah,
It was SE versus SE,
yeah.
Southwest versus SE. It was never North versus South or East versus North. So we wasn't privy.
When did that all change, Marks?
When did what all change?
The whole make cross lines now to start beefing.
They don't, but they don't.
I don't think that's ever
They-
happened.
They don't a lot.
I don't think that happens.
Guys from different ends probably run up in problems from like raving and shit. You know what I'm trying to say? Raving, sometimes being in prison causes different ends to have problems.
To
So
be
if
fair-
I've got a brethren from one end, then the next
Yeah.
few comes in and I don't like him, then he backs it, and then now that end outside is involved because he got him. You know, like stupid stuff like that. But there's not a lot of cross distance beefing.
yeah.
A lot of people's proximity wars, man.
Yeah, like even the famous line growing up, where you from?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you feared that line going from South to South. You didn't go to East London and think, they're going to pat me because I'm from South. You actually felt kind of safer in East. Not that I went, but just from hearing different people talk, because I never ventured to East London.
So within the music space, that didn't kick off at all?
With what?
The rivalry.
What, for me?
You being the proponent for East London in the music space, and South was heavy in the music. No?
Yeah, we ain't got no problems with no sat youths.
I'm asking you to canvass the entire space. Because obviously you were patterned, yes? Because the entire flipping hood was like hell.
Yeah, look, I'm different. No one ain't got no problems with no one.
100%.
You know what I'm
I'm
trying to
asking
say?
you,
The
I'm
people we got
asking
problems with, the people we
100%.
already got problems with, that's on the road. So
Remove yourself
I ain't
from
getting no
this.
extra problems. So
Remove
no
yourself
sat,
from
no,
this.
no, want no problems.
Remove yourself from this. Now as a historian, yes,
Alright, go
you
on.
lived through a lot of it,
Yeah.
right? Was there ever a time when you could pinpoint, all right, cool, now there's beef between North, South, East. I don't think West is involved.
Nah.
Never. So this is just a recent thing.
I don't, what recent, but there's not,
Okay, so there's nothing at all.
there ain't no beef between East and South and
All right,
South and West
so
and these kind of
rival
things. There's
music
individuals, it's like blocks.
Clicks didn't beef at all. Any, to your knowledge. I swear, each time it is that you come into this room, right, there is a particular, I don't put behind your head.
Oh. That's got,
Yeah, but that's not ends though.
that's not ends, yeah.
But it's music, right?
Yeah, but that want nothing to do with music.
Okay.
Hold on, is the person from East or South you're talking about?
They're from South.
Oh, okay.
That want nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
Again, that was
So,
road
in,
shit.
in essence, East and South man love each other, but when it is that they basically went clubbing in each other's ends, then it's a
Well, that like any ends, I think most people that I'm not. If we're gonna go and we're gonna rave and we're gonna go and score that, more time we'll probably stay local in ends. Because if you go to the next man's ends, and you're not going to link like youths that you're cool with or whatever. Then you're more than likely gonna buck up in something because man's a big presence. You leave from Hackney and going, what are you doing, raving in Brixton or Harlesden or whatever, and there's like 25 views on that. You're not looking for trouble. You're gonna bump heads. That's
all
just
right. Competition then.
go on.
Competition when it came to music.
What about it?
Was there any kind of rivalry that was kind of heated just off the back of the music?
I don't know whether the artists played into it. Like the streets probably pit people up against each other. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like rivalries. Obviously, you got the representation of, and people always do that. Whoever represents South, North, Northwest, East, and who's your favorite, and who's the best, and who could go against that. But I don't remember too tough any of the artists taking it on board like that.
Cool. So for you, from your perspective, and Emmanuel, even Yusuf, East is grime, South is rap. Would you say that is accurate?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that, but yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Sorry, so the best of grime is from East and the best of rap is from South. Would you agree with that?
No,
I would agree with that.
Why? Because you're a rapper?
the best of Grime's from East. I think the best of rap's from East.
Who's the best rap from East?
What the best raps? Me, Jay Spades,
I knew you were
Jay
gonna put him in
Huss,
there. Jay Huss. I want to put Jay Huss in the rap category.
me, Jay Huss, Jay Spades. Who else do you want? Who else is from East?
Why would you
You,
put
Jay
Jay
Huss, and Jay Spades.
Gets
That's the top three to die by.
Gets now he raps again.
No, but Gets is forever Graham though. That's
but he
his
raps
thing.
now.
I know he raps, but Gets is Graham.
His
though.
last 2 albums have been rap, so
I know,
Gets
but he's
now
Graham.
he
He's Graham.
raps.
He's Graham. He's Graham.
Like
So
East
why
has
would you
got all
put
the
Jay Huss
best.
in rap?
I
Jay Huss is
no,
the
he put
best.
him. I don't put Jay Huss in rap.
So what is he in?
Jay Huss is giving me. He's giving me world, man. He's giving me Afro. He's giving me swing. He's giving me rap. He's giving me.
What's up now,
He's too much of a gumbo for me to say he's rap.
Oh, Huss is rap, man. Huss is the
Yeah,
best.
he started rap though, I think.
No, he started off as rap, but I feel like he's ventured off into this next realm now, man.
Huss is different. Huss is the
For example, I wouldn't say if someone name me 3 street rappers. I wouldn't put Jay Huss next to you and Jay Spades. You're different categories to me. You man are road rap. Jay Huss is more an artist. I'm not saying you're not an artist, but Jay Huss is more an artist than just doing rap. That makes sense.
I never heard that before.
People are saying that the best of Graham is from North. Is there any
Who?
credibility to that?
Wait, name me the. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, sorry. I was being egregious. You're talking about like Skepta,
Skepta,
Chip,
okay.
and Rich. Okay.
Yeah, but see, it depends on when
At
you're
first I was
talking.
like,
Because what are they talking? Channel U and like, if you're talking about real grime, real grime with the real MCs,
Grime
is cold.
Grime is
That's
East.
Them man-
No,
that's
it's
the-
East.
Them man ain't got no
East.
playing situation. It's not even
Definitely
East. It's Bowl. It's
Literally,
Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
Bowl E3.
Wiley,
That's where the best
Fizzy.
MCs come from. All Newham and that. Newham and that. That's where they are.
Double
That's all the
Get.
cold youths. All of them. You get me? When it was, they're the ones who paved the way. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Pirate Radio and that. These are the ones who made these man forward. You know what I'm trying to say? Like them not come late after. I'm not saying Skepta and Wretch and Chip on. They're cold in that. But there was a whole grime world for years and years and years before them man there was popping off. You get me?
Yeah, facts.
No, grime's definitely East.
Yeah, no, for facts. Grime
Rap probably is South. To be fair,
I think
'cause South is so big.
Blades,
And
Gigs,
there's just so many cold men over there.
Tef, whoever you want to name, bruv. G Fresh.
It's hard to win a rap argument against South London because it's just too big. There's too many of them. There's too many cold men over there.
Yeah.
So it's the quantity more than the quality, or was it both of them?
Quantity, man. This is cheat code. That's it.
But if you were to sit down and actually say who was the best,
To be fair, there aren't that many road rappers from East though, really. Like in terms of like
What, like
quantity
good
wise.
ones?
No, not about quality, quantity, like numbers.
Maybe not for real.
There isn't like a cool. There's you lot,
Yeah.
there's Spades. Who else is there?
What road rap East man?
Yeah.
jeez.
You know what I mean? I can't really think of any.
What nowadays?
No, back in the day.
Okay, from back in the day.
South London.
I don't know what anybody people cared about. Shit, why is my brain gone blank?
Yeah, that's what I'm
died when it
thinking,
is
you know?
that you retired. What's wrong with you?
Who's road rap from East?
You let it die?
I'm trying to think.
God
Why is
damn.
my brain gone blank? Who's
That's what I'm saying. There isn't that many of you guys.
No, there must have been.
Look at you.
There must have been.
I'm telling you, South London is the home of the rap, road rap.
This is terrible.
That's bad.
Hackney massive.
South London's got it though, I guess. Let's have it right. Let's have it right. South London's got it.
South London's got it for gigs alone. Because
Too
he
much. Storms, even though Stormzy's not rap, but I'm saying it's the big artists of this just in South London, like Stormzy's, Dave's, Gigs, Krypton Conan's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Are we missing anyone? I'm pretty sure we are.
You mean the big artists now who are still doing shit now?
Well, yeah, like
Yeah, I think those are the key names.
Then South needs to be celebrated then, like in perpetuity, because from East, what you guys doing now? What you guys doing now?
To be fair, East
Just
London
getting
right
gentrified.
now.
no man.
So South actually.
I transition, man. I'm a content king, man. I keep East at the
Yeah,
front
the
of the line all
biggest-
the time,
the
man.
biggest-
I'm a trailblazer, boy. You get
East
me?
artist now
I
is
keep East London on the map. This is what I do,
Huss is the
regardless
biggest
of what I'm doing.
from East now, isn't it?
I said the best of the best.
No, I'm saying he's the biggest from East though,
Okay, yeah.
in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So
then-
you still have like a couple, like literally still.
Yeah, we still have a
Yeah,
conversation.
man.
It's always
I like
in a
how you say we
conversation.
Still, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I like it.
No, I think you guys got one. Just us.
Yeah, but even so, it changes. Like, look at someone like Kano. Kano's cold artist from grime
Yeah, but
to
he's
rap.
a-
Now he's acting.
yeah, but he's-
and
yeah,
things.
but-
It's still
yeah,
rap.
he's a-
It's
yeah,
still
but he's a
East- it's all the
legacy.
same
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, but he's a
It's
legacy.
culture, though. I'm saying with East London's still culture.
Fam, I'm with you. I know this. Listen, East London is the shit when it comes to grime. I'm just saying, from the new couple artists, whose East is mainly just us now.
Yeah, it's just out
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, heritage-wise, history-wise, East man got it all day long, man. All day long.
Yeah, no, give it to Sat, man. Hats off to you, lot, man.
I like that, man. I I like how you're saying now it's a multidisciplined entertainment space that you guys are growing. I like that. I like that you're pioneering it. I like that.
I'm a trailblazer,
You and
bro.
Huss, 100%.
He said you and Hush, you know. I'm done, you troll.
All right, cool.
All right. I think we should move on. Let's go on to.
Wait, Brent, are you rude?
I think it's
What happened?
the studio's
No,
not
'cause he didn't let
alive.
you-
It's
he-
not alive.
Don't mind him.
He didn't
man.
let you land.
Let's ride the momentum.
Rude. Okay, cool. So today's this is what you do. There's no sisters in the room, so bros, I need you to help me out on this one, yeah? So I recently turned 21 at the end of 2022. A good friend of mine tragically died with his younger sister in a car crash on the 30th of December. My question is, how do you find ways to continue life after someone close to you dies? The loss of life of an age mate is hard to understand. I guess I would like to hear from others who have experienced loss. How do they feel okay? How do you comfort others after tragedy? I believe I have accepted that life has just changed, and I was recommended a book called The How: Notes on the Great Work of Meeting Yourself by Yarde Daily Ward. It had a chapter on grief with a section that reads, "Your loved one remains alive in all that they have touched and created, alive in you and in the memories that revive them." How to pronounce this word? Imbue?
Yeah, imbue.
Imbue yourself with the qualities of your beloved, all the things you admired, adopt them as your own. So I lost a really, really, really close friend in 2021, and I don't think it's something you get over. For me, I don't think I'm ever going to get over it. And there was a period where I started getting really upset that life was moving on. I felt bad because I was like, after a while, you have to just keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? And life actually continues. And I felt bad for doing that because I just felt like she wasn't here to continue life on with me. Do you get what I mean? But I don't know. I don't even know how I've been. It's hard.
No, it's a tough question, to be fair. Because everyone deals with death differently and in their own way, innit?
Yeah.
So it's hard to generalize or advise on grief. You can only say what you might do, but that might not work for someone else.
Yeah.
Because death may not be something that you ever get over, but you just kind of...
You learn to live
You learn to live with it.
Yeah.
It's just a part of the journey now, and it's just something that you've accepted and you're just living with it. It may not be at the forefront of your heart anymore because, you know, the pain gets easier as time goes by.
Yeah.
But it might turn into a fond memory after some while. You know what I mean? I'm not... It's hard to really conclude, to be fair.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's sad. It's sad, man. Because death is inevitable, and you know life moves on, and you just got to try to find ways to deal with it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Loved ones, friends, family, just I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't think you ever. Yeah, I don't think you ever get over it. I think you just learn how to kind of exist with that loss and cope with it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And time's the best healer, man.
Yeah.
Time's the best healer. Yeah.
Anybody
I
else?
don't think there's any advice you can give anyone to.
Yeah.
No, honestly. Yeah, I don't. It's hard, and yeah, I don't know. It's,
this is
do you know what it is?
a tough one.
It's such a rattling topic.
It is, and it's a triggering topic too as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
You just have to just keep going, man. You'll be all right because life don't stop, like what you said. So
Yeah.
Once you realise that, then your options are pretty limited anyway.
Yeah.
You get me? You either keep going or you don't. You get me? That's never really been an option for me. So, you know, you just keep it moving, and the feelings don't really subside like that. It's like what you're saying. You just learn to cope and just learn how to deal with them. Because at the end of the day, it's just emotions, isn't it? Like you're just upset.
Yeah.
So it's just like the feelings can fade over time. And again, like you're saying, like memories and stuff.
Yeah.
Just initially, like when it just happened, memories might be difficult for you to deal with. But after a while, sometimes the memories, you cherish them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like you go back. So time and that. I don't really have no advice for anyone because everybody's different. Everybody's made up differently. You get me? You need a lot of mental strength to get through those stuff. But once you realize it's just something that once you realize it's just an emotion that you're feeling and you just have to control it, then you just get on with it. I think once you can just accept that it's definitive, it's done, there's no coming back, and this is your situation, and you have to walk forward and move. Once you get to that place, then you can start taking steps, and you just get through it. Because it doesn't matter how you feel; it's not going to change anything or bring anybody back. So
I hear you.
Yeah.
I think one thing that did help me though is like, when I said I was feeling guilty about like life moving on and stuff, I did start to think about her, like my person in particular, and like her character and how she was, and if what she would advise me to do or like, do you know what I mean, in that situation. And that helped because she was such a bubbly person and like full of life and stuff. So I did after a while start to think, okay, she wouldn't want you to be moping around and stuff after a while, and it like just live your life and crack on. So I kind of always had that also at the back of my mind. But yeah.
Cool.
Guess that's it from us. Hope that helps, kind of. Sorry. But yeah, let's move into our next headlines.
All right, so this is a headline here which requires a trigger warning. But a dad basically has put out a warning to other parents who, I guess, have had children in this particular situation. So basically, the parents of a girl who died after inhaling aerosol deodorant want clearer product labeling to warn people of the potential dangers. Georgia Green, who was 14 and from Derby, had a cardiac arrest after spraying the deodorant in her bedroom. Her parents have since become aware of other young people who have accidentally died after inhaling the deodorant. In response, the British Aerosol Manufacturers Association, BAMA, said deodorants have very clear warnings. That's what they're saying in response to that, right? They said by law, aerosol deodorants must be printed with the warning, keep out of reach of children. However, Georgia's parents said the writing was small. Georgia was also autistic, and her father said she liked to spray deodorants on blankets as she found the smell comforting. If she was feeling in any type of way, a little bit anxious, she would spray this and spray it. Georgia's older brother found her unresponsive in her bedroom on the 11th of May last year. Her door was open, so it wasn't as if it was in an enclosed environment. This is what her father said. An inquest was held into Georgia's death, and the coroner recorded the conclusion as misadventure. Her medical cause of death was unascertained, but consistent with inhalation of aerosol. Butane, the main ingredient of Georgia's deodorant, was recorded as having been involved in 324 deaths between 2001 and 2020. Propane and isobutane, also in Georgia's deodorant, were mentioned in 123 and 38 deaths respectively. And next headline is basically that motion capture suits that brings characters to life in films like Avatar are helping researchers track the onset of diseases which impair movement. So in many cases, the quicker such conditions are assessed, the sooner a patient is able to receive the appropriate support and treatment. So this new system uses artificial intelligence to analyze body movements. In tests, the UK experts measured the severity of 2 genetic disorders twice as quickly as the best doctors. The researchers say it could actually halve the time and greatly reduce the cost required to develop new drugs and clinical trials. The research has been published in the journal Nature Medicine. Dr. Valeria Ricotti of Great Ormond Street Institute for Child Health told the BBC News in an interview that she was completely blown away by the results. She said the impact on diagnosis and developing new drugs for a wide range of diseases could be absolutely massive. Dr. Ricotti was among a group of researchers at Imperial College and University College of London who spent 10 years developing this new technology. And the last headline is about a gold-covered mummy that was discovered recently. So archaeologists have said that they found a gold leaf-covered mummy sealed inside a sarcophagus that had not been opened for 4,300 years. The mummy, the remains of a man named Hatshepsut, is thought to be one of the oldest and most complete non-royal corpses ever found in Egypt. It was discovered down a 15-meter, which is about 50 feet, shaft at a burial site south of Cairo in Saqqara, where 3 other tombs were found. One tomb belonged to a secret keeper. The largest of the mummies that were unearthed at the ancient necropolis is said to belong to a man named Kenum Djeff, who was a priest and inspector and a supervisor of nobles. Another belonged to a man called Mary, who was a senior palace official given the title of secret keeper, which allowed him to perform special religious rituals. A judge and writer named Fatek is thought to have been laid to rest in the other tomb, where a collection of what are thought to be the largest statues ever found in the area have been discovered. Several other items, including pottery, have also been found amongst the tombs. And that's the end of the headlines. Let's go into the reaction.
Let's get into our sports news. No football. First headline. Actually, I'll give you that breaking news. I think Sean Dyche has gone Everton.
Yeah, I just saw him just now, actually. I'm annoyed, man,
Why?
because we're facing them next. I don't want him to have that new manager bounce, that new lease of life. I wanted Everton to be a nice, easy game. I'm not saying it won't be.
Is
but-
Everton your next game?
Yeah, our next league game. We got Man City tonight, FA Cup.
Oh, that's tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
But our next league game is against Everton next week, Saturday or Sunday.
I didn't even know that was tonight. What time's kickoff?
8 o'clock. Shit. 8 o'clock. ITV. You can watch it back without streaming the thing. Yeah, looking forward to it still. I'm eager to see what lineup Arteta puts out, whether or not he goes. I'm sure he'll have a nice balance, but whether or not he goes fully strong or he mixes up a bit and weakens the team a tad.
Look forward to that one.
Yeah.
More sacking news. Kolo Toure has been sacked
Damn it.
from Wigan
Black man down.
after only 2 months involved.
Terrible, innit? They didn't give him a chance, man.
Boy, they're 4 points adrift to safety at the bottom of the championship. So
I'm not gonna lie, Kolo Toure never gave me manager vibes anyway. Yeah, he just gave me Joker vibes.
how he was there doing? It was Brendan Rodgers' number 2 for not long.
I don't know what it is. It's his personality, just knowing him like for football. He doesn't seem like a manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that happened. In boxing news, in the boxing world,
Before you continue, just as you've said that,
Mm.
look at the United team now,
yeah.
and can you gauge who might be a good manager when they're finished off the back of their disposition?
Ray,
From the team now.
Yeah, and you do the same for Arsenal. 'Cause
Oh.
you just said just now, he
Yeah.
doesn't strike you as
a manager.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look at the team now.
I'll say Pep.
Just go the 11. Just go to my strongest 11. It would just be based off characters. I probably think 2.
Go on.
Ericsson, just because he's
As in Sven Goran Eriksson. Hold on, did you ask?
Spurs guy.
Did you ask to pick a player who'd be manager?
Yeah, because you said he didn't.
Oh,
strike you
sorry,
as-
I didn't hear. I thought you said what other manager you think could manage your team. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Ericsson, just because he's got it here.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
And here,
Well, yeah, he's
Nah.
got a pacemaker. Got a pacemaker.
Nah, that's.
Yeah,
Am I? Nah, forget it.
yeah, that
Forget
should
it.
be able to transition over. And then Martinez.
What, little Martinez?
Yeah, man.
With all the passion.
He's a warrior, man.
he
He can play
reminds you
and he
of
can play ball.
that not AC Milan.
Good too, so.
Gattuso.
Yeah.
There you go.
I said sometimes good, was it? Sometimes shit, sometimes good.
Yeah, Martinez, man, fiery man, and he can play ball. You get me?
I think ours is easy, man.
And Atletico Madrid.
That's what I thought you was gonna say.
Simeone.
Simeone.
Yeah.
Oh, Simeone.
That's what I thought you was gonna say.
All right, so players you asked, yeah. Zinchenko.
Okay.
Like he's giving leader. He's giving motivator. He's giving someone who's gonna give you that talk. That you see the other day when Trossard was coming on. He gave him a little talk before he came on. So yeah, in our current team, based on personality, and yeah, I'll say Zidane.
That's just him. Nobody else.
I would pick Xhaka based on character, but I don't know if his football prowess and tactical ability would suffice. I'm tempted to say Odegaard because Arteta made him manager. Sorry, not manager, captain, so quickly at a young age. So maybe that speaks to a lot that he has. So I'll say Odegaard and Zinchenko.
Okay.
What about you?
I would pick Zinchenko.
Yeah.
Are there any players on the team that speak several different languages that you know of?
Not that I know of now.
Okay, because that was a big thing for Tata.
Oh, the fact that Out Ere can speak several. What can he speak? Spanish, English, and what else?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm interested to see what Wilshere does.
Okay. You reckon he could one day in I don't know,
see
10
him
years
as
time?
a mediocre English manager.
In the same vein as what Lampard and
I really
Gerrard.
believe so.
Carrick's doing good.
Why?
Flying with Middlesbrough.
And I don't know.
I know what you mean though. Wilshere doesn't give me that I know what I'm doing totally vibe for some reason. I don't know what I'm using to judge him on, but he just doesn't give me that vibe that he's going to be a good manager. I hope he does. I hope the second stage of his career is way more better than the first stage. But yeah.
Sorry, Max.
Where was we? Boxing.
As everybody has seen, you're tired. Let me just read this message. It just came through. Good morning, TDA team. Can you give a shout out to Mags for the dedication to the pudding? He was on late last night and now early in the morning. Huge respect to him and his big Keely Venus.
Yeah.
Cheers.
To be fair, I noticed though, because I woke up quite early today, and I was on my TV and I saw your live had ended like 4 hours ago.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, I'm cooked.
I thought this nigga just went to bed.
I'm cooked. I nearly never came in today.
No, when I came in and I thought he's not going to come in because I just thought you'd be too tired.
I told Brent I'm going to be late, and I was going to close my eyes, and I said, if I close these eyes, I'm not coming in.
I did see you come in a tiny bit earlier than you said, and I was like, you probably made an effort because you knew that if it is that you did, you would not be gone. So I appreciated that.
Appreciate you too, man. But yeah, here we are, people. Boxing news. What's wrong with Eubank?
Everybody's on crack. I'm telling you.
Why? What's the
Ben,
story?
Eubanks.
He wants to appeal the loss.
Why?
He's talking about an illegal elbow.
Can you imagine?
People don't like losing.
Foolishness.
That's why.
I swear we spoke about shame this week.
Wait,
ain't he got no shame?
That's the same thing, isn't it? A shame. That's the type of win you want. To appeal an elbow. Nah, you are even mad.
He's crazy. I'm not even. I need to watch it back, but I haven't seen it. But I've seen enough. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
You know how that guy flexed with him? That guy, what's the guy's name? Who beat him?
Smith.
Yeah, he went and played Sunday League football the next day.
No way.
You see it?
No.
Yeah. Apparently he's a striker. No, they said, oh yeah, he's a striker on Sundays, but on Saturdays he plays in midfield or something like that. And they showed him taking a penalty the next day, very next day.
Oh man.
Man didn't do no recovery. Man went to kick ball the next day.
That's quality, man. Yeah, he's damn bad, man. He's damn bad. Other boxing news: Anthony Yarde's in the biggest fight of his career. Is that this weekend? Is that Saturday?
Yep. Tomorrow, man.
Is that a big fight? You can speak on it. Do you know who he's fighting?
Yep. Beterbiev.
Give us something because I don't know.
So basically, this is 100% the biggest fight of his career. Some are even saying if Yarde wins this, it may be the biggest upset in British history boxing.
Oh, like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Beterbiev is basically the best in that particular division in light heavyweight. He's got 3 belts. He took one of the belts from Joe Smith, I think, last year. And Joe Smith is actually, like, he was a world champion. He beat this guy in 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Beterbiev has knocked out every single opponent.
Okay.
Every single opponent. You know what I'm saying? He's never gone to thingy. But Yarde's a skillful boxer, man. And I don't know, I feel like he could do something. It's in London as well. You know what I'm saying? Yarde's only loss was against, sorry, it wasn't his only loss. But, yeah, because the other loss against Arthur in Manchester, I think it was, wasn't really, that was debatable. But he's lost against Kovalev.
That's
he
the only
to Russia.
That's the only fight I've actually watched of actually.
Okay, yeah. Kovalev had so much more experience. You know what I'm saying? And Yarde put up a good fight, 100%. But again, a lot of things were against him. He was in Russia. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair, he wasn't going to win on points. But this fight here in London, it's going to have everyone backing him. It's a tall order, man. But I feel like there's something in the air that he might be able to do it. If he pulls it off, he's going to be overnight star, 100%. Because Beterbiev is basically one of those. He's like Triple G.
Okay, yeah.
You just don't think he's going to get beaten. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. This fight ain't going 12 rounds.
Okay, we'll
Don't
see.
do that.
Call it, please.
Man. You know what? Yarde. I'm going to give it to Yarde.
Wait. After saying all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And when he wins, he better come here. You know what I'm saying? Like, my heart wants Yarde to win, put it that way. And I feel like Yarde could do it. Let's just say, I feel like he has to start early. It's mad if I say, he can beat Beterbiev in 4 rounds, but I'll say Yarde in 7. But I feel like once it starts getting to the middle rounds, Yarde's going to be in trouble. Beterbiev just keeps getting stronger. He's one of them type of guys. But he's been knocked down before, a couple times, I think, Beterbiev, by lesser opponents.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if Yarde can capitalize early and finish him early, then he has a good chance, man. I wish him the best, man.
All right, you lot tune in to that if you want to see fisticuffs on a Saturday night. And then our last piece of boxing news, great news. You lot's champ's going to be back in the ring. So AJ has agreed terms with Jermaine.
Yeah.
Jermaine who?
Jermaine Franklin.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, I don't know those.
I was gonna say
Remember the guy that I said fought Dillian White recently?
Yeah.
And like they say beat Dillian White, but he didn't get the decision.
Yeah.
Him.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
I'm tired of not seeing AJ fight the people that I want to see him fight.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I want the big box office, him versus Wilder, him versus Fury. Like, this is what we want, man. What's all this?
He can't do it yet though, man. He needs that confidence builder. Back to back losses against Usyk. It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
But
But,
then go and fight Fury.
but he was ready to fight Fury before.
Yeah,
Obviously, he didn't do
said
it because of the contract thing, but
Yeah.
you think he didn't do it because, do you think he kind of like didn't sign the thing on purpose?
I mean, like Mark was saying at the time, it was never going to happen, innit?
Because what? Because Fury's demands were too outlandish.
I don't think Fury's miles.
It weren't even just the demands; it was just everything. They was just all posturing. There was just so much. There was so much going into that. It was never. It was never gonna.
Like a
You get me? When I spoke,
pantomime.
and again, I told you, I broke that news. You get me? A man told me there is no chance
That's happening.
That's happening.
That's happening,
Okay.
yeah.
You get me? That was when I'm opening up the Daily Mail and it's saying,
Yep.
"Oh, they agreed this and red, and he's saying, "Brother,
It's not happening.
impossible."
Yeah.
Okay.
You get me?
All right.
So,
Can we quickly do some quick NBA stuff?
yes,
Yeah.
please.
So they've announced the All-Star Game starters. All right, but first of all, what are your thoughts on this? They've changed the rule, innit? So you know how they normally pick teams beforehand, innit? As in they pick teams like maybe a week or so, 2 weeks prior to the actual game. Now they're going to pick their teams. It's going Giannis and LeBron are the captains. They're picking their. So the All-Star draft will take
I
place
saw the 5 this morning.
live before the game. No, when they pick teams. So they've announced who the starters are and who's in each pool. But remember how they've done the last couple of years. The two captains pick teams.
I saw the 5. I saw the 5 from the East and the West this morning.
No, those are the people with the most votes, the starters. So if they get picked for whatever team, that means that they start.
Okay.
Yeah. So they start for whatever team they get picked for. In it.
Oh, but it's still the same way. So a guy from the West can take a man from the East and stuff like that. And still doing the draft thing. Okay. Because I thought they switched it back when I went on Instagram this morning. It showed me the 5s.
Yeah.
I thought that was the 5s.
Yeah. So the 5. Well, the starters from the East. You've got Giannis as the captain. You've got Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. Yeah. That's the East pool of starters. And then the West pool of starters, LeBron James, captain, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Zion Williamson.
Zion?
Yeah.
Say John Moran didn't get in there?
No, John Moran's going to be an all-star, but he's just not starting 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you pick Ja over who?
I want to pick Ja over no one, but Ja's a superstar. I just thought he would have got votes. I just thought he would have. Who's the backcourt? Curry and who?
So-
And Dunk and Luka.
No, but Ja's West.
Yeah, that's the West.
Yeah, but you said Kyrie and Luka. Kyrie's East.
I said Curry.
Oh, you said Curry. Sorry, I said Kyrie.
Kyrie and Luka would have been the starting backcourt. Yeah, no, he don't. I wouldn't pick him over them. But he's a superstar though.
Yeah, for sure.
Thought he would have been in with a shot. I
That's
thought the gas could have got him some votes.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to act like I'm looking forward to the All-Star because I don't really look forward to it.
Why not?
All-Star game.
I love the whole weekend.
No, I love the weekend, but I don't anticipate the game.
Always.
I more anticipate the dunk contest or the
Dunk contest.
the 3-pointer.
Dunk contest is going to be shit. Like
It will be
always has.
because the big dogs don't want to do it. For some reason, Ja came out. I think he came out last year and said he ain't ever going to do it.
But you don't need the big dogs, man. You just need to be creative, man. When Levine and
Levine and Aaron Gordon.
Gordon, there we go.
Who's been robbed consecutive times, by the way.
Yeah, when Levine and Gordon were going at it, that weren't the big.
Yeah,
games.
you don't necessarily need it, but you know what it is.
Quality though.
When you know that there are
that might be the
dunkers,
best. That's the best ever.
100%. But you know what it is, when you know that there's certified dunkers who don't do it, it's a bit annoying. Like, we know Ja jumps out the gym.
Well, they say all the time, they're saying that LeBron would murder, especially in his prime anyway, would have
Yeah.
murdered the dunk challenge. But these men are saying, no, man, that's not my story.
Yeah, I think LeBron's...
Back in the day, the big players used to do it.
Yeah,
So
no,
when
no.
did it change?
It's happened. You know what it is? I feel like, you know, we've come so far now. It's like, what else is there to do in it? I feel like people are lacking, you know, imagination, lacking invention. So it's like, how many new dunks are there? I think they should incorporate street dunkers into the dunk contest. Like them niggas who really, really dunk crazy stuff.
They'll cook them NBA man up.
I know. That's the poor point. Because them man do insane dunks. 720s, like, all that. But yeah, man, that's it. That's the NBA All-Star news.
Cool, I look forward to the All-Star break. Let's get into... Done out here. I look at... We've got... We've got to update my list. But, yeah, do I have to do trigger warnings? Because these men are like murderers and stuff.
Might as well.
Trigger warning, murder. I don't know. Basically, yeah. I was checking this story out about these guys, yeah, and it wasn't until I pressed play on the video, yeah, that I thought, I think I'm gonna talk about them maybe at some point. They've been there. So there's these two are they illegal immigrants? One's called an illegal immigrant kebab chef and a homeless gypsy boy. This is how they're talking about these men. Illegal immigrant kebab chef and a homeless gypsy boy, Kasai Al-Jundi, 25, and Mohammed Aboud, 28. They got found guilty, well, last week sometime, for the murder of an innocent woman, Louise Cam. She's 71. I think they murdered her at a £1.3 million home. They were trying to trick her to give over power of attorney. Power of attorney and all her goods and her fortunes and stuff like that. And I think they forced her to sign over power of attorney. Then they've killed her. And I think...
What was the point?
So
what was the point?
So they can get... I just... You know what it is? We've seen some of this stuff before. This stuff... Like, back in the day, yeah, you can get rid of it. Like, anybody... I mean, you can get away with some stuff like this. Like, anybody that could have got away with this kind of stuff, yeah, has already done it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, like it's bait now. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you want to sign... you want me to sign over the power of attorney, all your things, and you miraculously disappear in that, and then I've got it, and I'm going to come and try and claim it. These people are crazy. Like, these plans ain't going to work. I don't understand what they're doing. They should have just... Well, actually, I'm not going to give you no advice what to do. That's crazy. But we're not going to do that. But Brent, can you press play on that video for these so they can see? He's doing this, yeah? Do you see this one here? Can you see?
Yeah.
He's doing this on her driveway and he's uploaded it to TikTok. And this is after he's killed her. They've killed her as well. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, these man...
This is the same day he killed her or what?
I don't know if it's the same day or what, but this is after. Look. Look.
When I was feeling you, that nigga's a man.
You're actually dumb.
These man ain't got no remorse. Look at him. This is on her drive. He's posted this. Like, this is like the place where they've killed her. Like, these man are ridiculous. They're gonna get put under the jail. Like, yeah, nah. It was just crazy. Like, and they just don't care. And they're going around. They're showing her yard. They're all on TikTok, showing the whips and stuff. And I just think, if you're gonna commit a crime, like, wouldn't you want to get away with it?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you're gonna commit a crime, wouldn't you want to get away with it? You're putting all this stuff on the internet. Internet's killing our people because
the internet's crazy drugs.
You're just doing you're doing too much. Like, nobody should be seeing this stuff. Like, honestly, like, these men are dumb.
Where's it taking place?
Animals.
What? Where is it taking place? Yeah. Sorry, let me see if I can find you a location. Rental property.
No, the The oval shaped doorways are giving me like European vibes. I thought,
Barnet, North London,
I
that is.
thought it was abroad or something.
The man's laughing and kicking and joking and boom, 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 and they killed the poor woman. Like he looks genuinely happy there as well. He thought he came up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? He thought he hit a lick.
This doesn't even make sense to me. This is
It's just foolishness, isn't it?
it's beyond that. It's insanity.
Sad, man.
So yeah, so when I see foolishness, I always like to highlight it. But yeah, when I see him winding up and gyrating, like he was gonna be free forever. He's sick in his head. I'm just like, nah, these men are dumb, man. So let me just highlight these idiots. But this is what they done. They killed the poor woman, tried to take her stuff, but they got found guilty. I don't know how long they've got yet, but safe to say it's gonna be a life sentence. Almost definitely gonna be a life sentence. So yeah, man, these are done out here, man. And just you criminals, honestly, man, you got to be better. Like, leave the internet alone. The internet's not the place for crime. Like, if you're gonna be committing crimes and doing stuff, don't be putting evidence or leaving no trails online. 'Cause that's just stupid.
What happened to doing a crime and wanting to get away with it?
It's just not a thing anymore.
No, for real.
It's just not a thing anymore.
Everyone's chasing like viral moments
Like-
because I don't understand that.
I'm not saying do crime, but be silent in your crime, man. What the fuck is going on?
You, man, you're done out here, man. Let's get into our outro.
And before we finish, regarding the cis, what would you do dilemma? Proverbs suggested that they can get grief and bereavement
Counselling.
counselling
Okay.
from their GP or www.nhs.uk.
Okay. I didn't know that was even something that was on offer.
Thank you for that, Proverbs.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you are following us on our social media platforms the day after TMB. Also, don't forget to send in any sis, what would you do, and asking for a friend. What's it called? Dilemmas.
And even topic of the day.
Yeah, and
suggestions.
anything you want us to talk about, make sure you send that in as well. If you do want to like send a voice note or a text message or call us up, it's 07564 841 073. I know I said this at the beginning, but if you haven't already, make sure you like the video before you leave. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend.
Have a good weekend, man.
And that's it from us. We out.
Yourself.
Peace.
Peace.